Yeah, man, you're first. How's it going, Nathan? What up, though? Alright, Cleric's obviously insane. Let's try and look for some things that can work with it a little bit. Twilight Guardian's probably a bit too slow, so gonna pass that back. The old Shrinkmeister one of. Probably don't want to play that out there turn one. I don't even have like a buff card to coin. If I had coined Valence, maybe I'd take the risk. But like playing this out there turn one, he's just gonna war exit. Worst case, best case, he doesn't war exit and I don't benefit from it. I just push one damage. It's not really the focus of the matchup. I guess we could have denied the placement of Armorsmith. Meh. Let's see this cultist out there now. Next turn I have Northshire heal, so I can actually take advantage of it. If he's got War X, he can clean off our dude though. Yep. Maybe I am supposed to YOLO it out turn one. I didn't even have the Dark Cultist at the time, did I? It's interesting. I don't want to give him a way to use his Fireworks charge, because then he can equip Deathbite freely. So I'm going to make him have to like overwrite it if he wants to take it on. Yeah, again, like I don't want to give him free farms for his Acolyte. I don't want to give him a way to just empty out this Fireworks charge to begin putting on Deathbite. So I will take it slow. That's pretty good value. It does allow him to get the Deathbite out, but at least we take care of the Acolyte with him only getting one card. I think it's mostly worth. Oh! Went to the same ballet dancing class. Oh man. Those times. The old ballet classes with Zaid. That was what was up. Missed those times, man. It's classic. Well, now he's gonna Deathblade this, so that's kind of awkward. I think I want to get this Twilight Whelp out there so I can contest if he's like, I don't know if he's Control Warrior or not, but if he develops something, I want to have a way to activate Vol'jin, and this Twilight Whelp serves that purpose. We don't need to have a Dragon in hand because we have the Ysera, and that's gonna be there for a while. Oh, he is Control Warrior, so it was good eye on us playing that. Now I can do the Vol'jin first, probably. Yeah. I don't want to take the risk of the Twilight Whelp getting just like nuked by the bombs here. Do I want to trade with the bombs? I mean, like, I gotta value my hero power and try and extend the game that way. So I guess it might be worth. Or I can play Worm Rest Agent to try and stop Deathbite. If he had Deathbite, I think he would have done it there on the Twilight Drake over the boom. So I'm gonna do this route instead. Well, now I don't have anything to get full heal value, so now I might as well just play it. It's like a bit of an extension into Anderson 100. How's it going, dude? Everybody else that said hi. What's up, Patrick 1104? Zeus Cloud, nice to meet you too, bro. How's it going? Hey, Amnesiac, how's it going, man? I don't know if there's gonna be too much learning. It's a really simple deck here, Dragon Priest. You generally just try and play on curve. I guess there's some matchups where you try and go for value, other ones where you don't. That's awkward. This deck really struggles with dealing with Sylvanas. So I think we go here first, and then we can try and go here. No, I want to use this to trade into whatever it takes, right? Whatever minion he takes. Do I though? No, probably not actually. I want to use either one of these two to do the trading afterwards. So I guess I'll go here first. Drake will live. Not this dies. So then it's like a 50-50. We can make it even better than a 50-50 by playing some minions. So that's not the worst. Getting Ezra Drake out there and Northshire Cleric maybe. Kind of like that. and then make this trade, see what happens. It takes the only one I don't want it to take. Brilliant. And then I guess we heal. We want to save this guy because we want to be able to do it with the Cabal later on. It's pretty important in this matchup against like a Belcher or something for a tempo swing after a Brawl to keep us in it. Yeah. We're hoping he took any other minion. The old bash with spell power. You could have killed the 4/4. What are you doing? Nice cleric was a priority for him. One of the ways we can win is just hoping he doesn't have execute for this. I think the earlier you get it out, the better since Sylvanas is gone. If sometimes like you don't want to get it out because they can steal it with Sylvanas and then you have no answer because you're priest, but Sylvanas has already been used, so I find like getting out earlier is better. So anytime I can get it out, I want to get it out and just hope he doesn't have the execute for it. Oh man. He's got it. Well, what are you gonna do? Obviously not a good matchup for us, but still have some room to maneuver. Move light bombs and stuff. 3/5s contest the board pretty well. So getting those out there is not too bad. 3/4 not so much. So I'm probably gonna hold back this guy this turn. So I'm probably looking at like this guy, and what else? I could play this, but that's kind of awkward. And he just kills it, and then it damages my own board. I could try and drop a Valens, but it doesn't have charge at the moment because like the minion just came out. So I lose the charge effect of it, but he did just use an execute. It goes up to 8 health, so it doesn't die to the weapon plus the Drake. So like 8's a pretty solid number, and I just want to be using my mana. I'm afraid of Grom yet, because it's 7 plus 12 is his max reach right now, so we're outside of that at 22. So I kind of like the Valens and develop Laughing Sister. So not enough damage to kill this on board. This is awkward trades for him on board. We're just trying to develop minions in ways that don't just immediately die to what he's doing, so he's got to use more resources to kill them, so I can sort of grind him out of resources and come ahead in the later stages of the game. If you have no armor but plus spell damage to shield slam, hit for 1. I know if you have 2 armor and you shield slam, it hits for 3. But I think it was in a way where it didn't hit for any if you had no armor and spell power, but I think it actually does for 1 now. Like, it's been something that I believe changed, I think. Not 100% on it. But like if you have 2 armor, it works. Yeah, I just googled it for you. 0 armor and Azure Drake on board would enable Shield Slam to do 1 damage, so it works. I know that was something that didn't work in previous patches, but they changed it. I thought that was something they were going to change. Brawl's out of the way with only 2 minions on board, so that's really good for us. Our best minion also lives. So I mean, we had some unfavorable RNG earlier, but that came back and helped us out a lot. Looking pretty solid there. Alright, so let's think about this. If I use this on this, I'm going to have to heal it because it's going to be in range just dying to the weapon. I don't want anything in play to die to his weapon. So, it's also not like the best Blackwing Corruptor value though, so is that even something I want to do? So I'd have to be 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'm left with no mana to develop anything else this turn if I want to Blackwing Corruptor that. Alternatively, since the damage doesn't matter since I'm not knocking off all of his armor, I can make the trade here, then Northshire heal it, and then develop what? The 5, 6, like just develop Dark Cultist is a pretty weak turn, so there's not too many strong plays here. But I really think I want to save this for a better target, because this doesn't damage my guy at all, so I think I'm going to save it. Like, Unstable Ghoul is annoying, but it's not like a threat. He's already used a Brawl too, so I feel pretty good about like flooding later on. And it's going to be one of the cards that lets me do it. Let's make this outside of Fiery War X range for sure. Alright, we got the Shrinkmeister Cabal for a potential Belcher sweep. Since he might not have access to second brawl, he'd have to run 2 brawls to be able to have access to it, obviously, since he's used one. Stealing a Belcher or something can be just back-breaking for him, so we're just going to look on trying to nail this combo. That's why I've been holding on to the Shrinkmeister so religiously. It's just crazy strong in this game. So this is the second threat. He's used Dr. Boom. This is getting... I guess Sylvanas he's used. We don't need to use the death here. We can either kill it with Blackwing Corruptor, which is what I was saying about saving Blackwing Corruptor for something more powerful, or we can try and tempo out and kill it with Blackwing Technician with the Power Word Shield. But we're definitely not using the death. I say we Power Word Shield on this first and see what we draw. It being at 4 is pretty weak to weapons, but now we have a taunt to protect it, so I think we're definitely going to go with this line. If we didn't get the taunt, I think Blackwing Corruptor trade might just be a little bit stronger, just because him weaponing off my dude's really a big deal, actually, because he's got limited health. I mean, he's got unlimited health, basically. Not unlimited, obviously, but, like, if he can just trade health for board, it's really good for him in this situation, because he's above 30 health, so I don't want to enable him to be able to trade health for board. I want him to forced to be used to use cards, so he's got to trade resources for board instead of health. And I think this situation allows me to make that exchange. We're pretty weak to Shield Slam number 2 because you can Shield Slam down the taunt and then Death Bite, but I'm hoping he doesn't have some sort of hard removal for the 3/6 and then weapon removal for the 5/4, and I can slowly heal out of it. I have 2 Holy Novas I'm looking to draw into for group healing because 8 cards left, 2 of them are Holy Nova. Group healing is just super effective on this board. He's got 13 cards left. So we can beat Ysera, we can beat Gromash, and we can beat, what's the other threat that they could have? Alexstrasza. So we have the answers. Second Execute, so he has 1 Shield Slam left, and that's it as far as hard removal goes. This is our second Valence chosen, and we can pretty much deactivate Shield Slam just by running this in his face. I don't want to extend any more into Brawl though, so I think we can just hold back here. Or do I? Do I want to just put on the heat? How likely is second Brawl really? We've dealt with Sylvanas, which is his other tempo swing back, and we've dealt with Brawl. So like, the only tempo swing back he has is second Brawl if he runs it, and judging by that Execute, I don't think he does, because he's afraid of pressure, right? So that's why he executed. But I'm still pretty hesitant about it. It's scary, man. Alright, Gromash is fine. We have death. Value Grom. Now we don't have to worry about dying. So we have the answers for all of the bombs still. We could even save the death if I wanted to have it for Alexstrasza, and then not have to use Light Bomb, and can use Light Bomb for like big board extensions, I guess. I'm fine with that. It also makes my minion huge. It's like too much value on board not to do it, right? I don't want to waste a card for something I don't have to. He's got a lot more cards than me, though. So there's some merit just to keep my pressure on board because of the card counts currently. Because we're hitting fatigue long before him, but I don't know how he deals with my board at the moment. Because he's at the point where life can't be traded for board anymore. Oh, shit. Maybe he can still trade life for board, because that is efficient trades for... I was saying Death Bite he can't trade for board, but Gorehowl, that might be able to do it. No, I think we can get Choma out there now, though. I've already committed by my play last turn that I'm ready to go the pressure route, so I saved the Shadow of Death so I don't have to use the Light Bomb to clear his big threats, so that I can go all minion pressure and try and kill him. So that's where we're at in life. Looks like he's Alexing himself back up. Then we death and keep pushing forward. Double Revenge. Oh my god. Well, he's dead on board, right? Double revenge, though. That's interesting. Good old Chromagus. Usually that matchup's really tough, but what are the things that went well for us? We were able to get some early cycle off a Northshire Cleric that was good. He missed his Deathbite. That was huge. Like, him not having the Deathbites was, like, really what made the matchup go in our favor, because we were able to just get a board where he had to use his hard removal on it, and then we're able to just keep getting chip damage in and set up situations where weapons were bad since he didn't have them early enough. And really start snowballing it, and then he had to brawl early because we were snowballing it, and yeah. Alright, no dragons in hand right now, but two cards that are great with dragons. I think odds are still in our favor to get a dragon in time by turn 2, so I think I'm going to pitch these back, try and hit the dragons in time, and try and just curve out with the dragon curve. Even though Vol'jin is insane in this matchup, but only if you have board early. He kept 2 cards. So him keeping 2 cards means he's either got Wild Growth or Innervate. Like, he has to have either Wild Growth or Innervate. So since he has either Wild Growth or Innervate, it's pretty greedy to say that I'm going to have board guaranteed and Vol'jin's going to hit value. So because of that, I'm going to pitch it back and try and just get aggressive cards for holding the board. Hey, what's up, JC Molly? No, Captain Flint. I lost in the round of 8, so I can't go. All right, this is our dragon activator, so I don't really want to play him this turn. I think I want to coin into the 3-drop and go into the 3, honestly. So I think I'm just going to pass here. Like, if I play this, it doesn't contest Aspirant, so it doesn't really accomplish anything. If I play this, it doesn't contest anything either, so all I'm doing is feeding him a card, basically, because he just kills it over time. Or he Wild Growth, ignores it, and then plays a 4-drop, and then Shredder kills this for free, kills this for free. So it doesn't accomplish anything to rush either of these cards out. This would ruin my Dragon Synergies. This makes my next turn really awkward because I can't play this. I really need to get this guy out here, because this guy, if he goes Wild Growth into Shredder, this beats Shredder. If he plays Aspirant, this beats Aspirant. So this is the card I want to get out there. So I'm going to save coin, get that out there with the Dragon buff. Snow 33. I like both of them, man. I like the early game presence of 3-drops and Priest. I feel like if you don't have early game presence or presence on the board in general, then you can't use your hero power at all. And I find like the hero power is a pretty big defining factor of the class. Also, Holy Nova and cards like that, the buff cards are just so much worse if you don't have early board control. And I think the 3-drop slot is one of the slots in Hearthstone that there's the worst options for, and Priest has some of the best options with Dark Cultist and Blackwing Technician. So I actually run both of them, all 4 the 3-drops, just to try and make sure I can grip the board as fast as possible. It's like something I really value in this deck. Okay. How do I want to deal with this? What is his next turn? His next turn is going to be... Can't like preemptively Velens, because then that's super vulnerable to Keeper the Grove, which granted he may have Keeper the Grove here instead of Shade just because it's pretty solid for him, makes 2-4 versus 2-4, but I don't think so without like the Velens coming down. So I think his next play, if I Velens, is maybe Keeper the Grove, so I don't want to do that, and I think it's probably like Druid of the Claw, so I need to set up enough pressure on board to really deal with Druid of the Claw efficiently, or I guess just some way to make sure that this sticks so I can Velens it. So I'm going to get this guy out here and just probably Powered Shield it. Because I don't want to lose my only dragon either, right? Just making a big-ass wall sounds fine. Alright, so now we have options for next turn. If he plays Druid of the Claw, we need to punch through it immediately. We have the Velen's Chosen possibilities, and we also have the Twilight Guardian possibilities. Is that a Swipe, maybe? Or the Keeper of the Grove? He's naming one or the other, right? Swipe, Keeper of the Grove, or Wrath? Wrath Innervate something would be scary. Alright, there's Keeper of the Grove. It's a really weak Keeper for him. Velens is a lot safer now, but at the same time, we don't get too much value trading up. This trade's not clean, this trade's not clean either. Instead, we could just double trade here and drop our Twilight Guardian. I think that's much stronger. Like, Velens is good, but there's no real targets to trade into, so I don't want to play it unless I'm actually killing something. He played that keeper pretty hastily on something that wasn't that great of a keeper target, which leans me to believe he's probably got like another keeper or something in his hand. So I'm gonna do this. Why no Bane teachers instead of technicians? The Bane teachers are at 3/4, which is great. They can grip the board pretty good, but at the same time, like, their effect doesn't get activated too often, and even when it does, it's not the most impactful thing in the world. Alright, how do I want to deal with this now? I mean, I could trade the board down, but that's really not even good. Oh my. Sylvanas is such a... I could ignore it and then just Light Bomb next turn. So you can't actually kill it on the spot right now. So what's the best way to do that? Light Bomb will take care of the Shade next turn as well. I just heal my Technician. Like, it's such a weak turn though. I don't want a Holy Nova, even though I use my mana most efficiently, because it just doesn't accomplish anything. I could trade, and then have him take something, but I don't have any big things to develop next turn, so it's really awkward for me. It just gives it too much value, I think. I could Tempo Shrinkmeister. I like kind of saving it in this matchup. I think playing this isn't bad now that we have Chromagus, so I'm going to do that. Since we have Chromagus to activate our dragons, we can get this guy out here to maybe get stolen by Sylvanas instead of something else. But we just don't have the means to really deal with Sylvanas on this turn. I don't really want to commit a Velen's Chosen into a Sylvanas board all that much, but it might have been right, honestly, there. Might have been a risk we had to take. Like on the 1-2 or something. Yeah, it's second keeper. We knew he kind of had that by how fast he played the first one. Like, he just seemed like, yeah, he's probably got it. But this should be a good Light Bomb for us. Doesn't play around Light Bomb at all. Okay, so we can just trade here, Light Bomb. And then everything's alive. This guy goes down to 2 health. Well, we'd have to trade here too. I know we don't. So if we go here and Light Bomb, all this dies. Sylvanas takes one of our guys, and then we trade into the guy it takes. What if it takes that? Alright, yeah. We're fine against all eventualities, what it takes, right? Seems weak. Seems weak. I already made the attack, so I'm kind of committed. Maybe I was supposed to go like there, and then it takes one of them and I can trade into any of them and not Light Bomb. But then what am I doing this turn if I'm not Light Bombing though, so... I don't know, I guess I was forced. Because if I'm not Light Bombing, then there's nothing to do this turn. But, man, that Sylvanas killed our tempo on the board, man. Why was I eliminated? I lost a game to VLPS in the winner's bracket, and then that bumped me down to the loser's bracket, and then I grinded my way through the loser's bracket like 6 wins or something, and then got it to... So I was 6 wins, 1 loss, and then got up against Trump in the round of 8. So if I would have lived in Europe, though, that would have been enough to qualify me, but for the NA one, they only took 6 instead of 8 players. So I lost to Trump in the final game before going to BlizzCon qualifiers, so didn't quite make the cut for regionals. It's a close game, though. It was really fun. Alright, both keepers have been used, so we can justify playing a Velen's Chosen if we want. But I'm going to draw first. Yeah, I guess just Velen's Chosen, heal myself. I want to just kind of have the best board for playing Chromagus, and I think Velen's Chosen is a little bit stronger than Vol'jin there. Vol'jin also just has more utility later. That's good for us. That's a turn that's like really slow. So now I should be able to play Chromagus relatively freely, and he's going to have to take a lot of resources into it if he wants to kill it. And we still have our Whelp alive. Not too bad. If he tries to make this trade, it helps for our Holy Nova. Combo's only 21 damage here. So unless he has the double combo, we're okay. It looks like he's got double combo. Oh, man. I mean, what are you going to do? Odds are fairly low that he has it. Why no mods? Because I normally stream EU time. So like all my mods are asleep because they're all European. I mean, it's Hearthstone. Anything can happen. You have to win. To qualify, it's like, if you go through the LCQ process, that's like a 15-game tournament that you have to win in a row, and then you have to win against the online qualifier, which is a 40-man tournament. So you just have to keep winning like a 500-man tournament, then a 40-man tournament, and it's a lot of games, man. It adds up after a while. You can't always win everything. Eventually you get bunk draws. It's a card game. So few many people qualified is like insane. Because all of the top players from Asia didn't make it. Not even Tiddler's coming back. He's the highest winning prize money player in all of Hearthstone. And then he didn't requalify for Worlds. He lost in like the second round because his was single elim and only the top 2 made it. So I feel bad for him. But yeah, like tons of top players didn't make it, and they all were complaining and stuff. But it is what it is. They only have so much time to try and run qualifiers for everybody. How did the rest of Team Archon do? Zalay got to top 16. Orange got to... I don't know, Zalay got like top 32. Orange got top... the last round before the thing, so we got top 16B. So if he won one more round, he would have made it for EU. And Amaz... I don't remember how far Amaz got, but Amaz got pretty far too. We all did put in the time to do work on ladder and stuff like that. Yeah, Kranich made it to May. So I'm still proud of like the team as a whole, man. We put in so much work on ladder. We did all the grinding on ladder to get the points to give us the greatest % chance of winning the tournament, because the more points you get on ladder, you get special perks, like you get 2 free buys in the tournament. So every single one on Archon had 2 free buys in the tournament, basically, I'm pretty sure. Me, Zalay, Amaz were all top 8 in BlizzCon points for NA, so we all got 2 free buys. So we put in the time that you have to put in to try and give yourself the best chance to do it, which I'm glad Blizzard has a system like that. So if you work extra hard, you get an edge when it comes to the game deciding points, because a lot of that can be pretty coin flippy in Hearthstone. So we worked really hard. We got our opportunities, and we weren't able to finish on them, but at least we got the opportunities. That's the most important part. Some people, they don't work very hard. They blow off the season, do whatever, and then they cry. They're like, well, the tournament was so hard. You got to win so many rounds. And it's like, well, if you put in the time during the season, then your odds are increased. And a lot of people were like, but I don't want to work hard. Well, shit, man, then you're not going to win. So I was still really proud of Archon as a whole. I'm going to make him try and swing at this one, because it gives me the health buff on the Drake, obviously. Do we see Mysterious Challenger? That's a scary guy. No Mysterious Challenger. Sometimes lucky. Do I want to Cabal, or do I want to save it? What would I save it for in this matchup? Like Shredder, I guess, would be the thing to save it for with the Shrinkmeister, but yeah. We have the opportunity just to take the 2-drop possibly here. Is the 2-drop worth more than just actually playing Blackwing Cryptor? I get the heal out of this too, so I think Blackwing Cryptor might just honestly be worth more on the board. Well, that's helpful. So we can do 2 to this and then heal it back up. This still doesn't die, so it's fine. Music would be nice. Go to YouTube, man. Check out some music. Who am I personally rooting for in BlizzCon? I'm rooting for Purple, man. Purple was one of the people that helped me the most preparing for last year's BlizzCon, and who I practiced with a lot prior to being on a team and stuff like that. So I go like way back with him and practiced with him a lot. So I definitely think he is... I'm rooting for him, and I think he's in a really good spot to be able to take it. Why no music? Because the music makes all my VODs on YouTube get the audio stripped from them. So I figure also, like, people just always complain about the taste in music. And it's just easier this way. Now you can put on whatever music you want. You fire up YouTube and put anything you want on, so it's real cool. I can keep Choma just as a dragon activator so I can play both of these if I want. But if I'm playing both of these, then I can't coin out Blackwing Technician. How good is coining Blackwing Technician out against Hunter? So if I play a 1-drop, then his first instinct is probably going to be like coin Knife Juggler, and then I can coin out Blackwing Technician, then he's got to follow that up with a 2-drop. Blackwing Technician eats his 2-drop, and then he can play like Animal Companion the next turn, and then the other 2-drop trades in, there's still like an Animal Companion there. If I don't have another 3, it gets kind of sketchy, honestly. So maybe that's not the line I want to take. Maybe I do want something like this. I don't know, though. It's pretty dicey. I think I'm going to go with the 1 coin 3 and save this. There's a few different ways to play this curve. You only have 1 card, so I think the likelihood of Animal Companion is really low. Which is their only real 3-drop, right? They have Bow, which you could count as a 3-drop, but other than that, they don't really have too many solid 3-drops. So his odds of drawing into a 3-drop are, like, extremely low. That's interesting. He probably runs 2 Glaive Zukas in his deck, judging by that. But I don't really have a choice. I gotta play North Shark Cleric. If he Glaive Zuka trades into it, I think I'm fine. We have 2 Holy Novas, which is gonna be pretty sweet. Why isn't Purple on Archon anymore? He had, like, family issues and stuff. And then he had to be, like, leave the team for a little while. He had to go back to Canada. And after the family issues resolved and stuff, he ended up getting a better offer from another team, so he just went that way with it. Alright, let's kill the beast here. I don't think we have to play around Youthful Brewmaster. What I have to do to qualify for last year's BlizzCon, is it harder now? They made it a lot harder. Last year's BlizzCon, based on ladder points, if you were top 2 in ladder points, you actually got to skip the part where I just got eliminated in this year. And last year, I was like, alright, I have to do whatever it takes to make sure I'm top 2 in ladder points so I can skip this part, because there's no way you can consistently win that size of an open tournament. So I made sure that I got the top 2 points and I was able to skip that part and then move on to the next phase. And the other phase is, the reason why they're so much more consistent is because you can tech your decks to the player pool. Like, the player pool isn't hundreds of players. The player pool is, it was 16 people for one tournament, and then you win that tournament, and then it's 16 people for the next tournament. So you can tech your decks, you can expect what to bring, you can do all the preparation work that's required to win in Hearthstone for 16 players. You can't do that for 100 players. That's why the huge difference between open tournaments and just like 16-man tournaments, that's why the win rates are so different among players for those sort of events. So that's why I made sure I got the ladder points last season. This season, or this year, I got the ladder points necessary for the best benefit you could get, which was top 8. But you get 2 buys, but you still have to win through the open part, and I wasn't able to predict the meta well enough. I wasn't able to build my decks correct enough. I ended up bringing really solid decks, and so did everybody else. So we ended up kind of coin flipping, because if solid decks against solid decks, well, y'all are doing exactly the same thing now. So it ended up not working out for me. If I was able to say, well, everyone knows that it's an open tournament now, everyone knows that everyone's going to be bringing solid decks, I got to figure out what the most solid decks are and counter that. If I was thinking that far ahead, I would have done better, but then there's risks associated with that too, because then like how good is the competition? Are they going to know what the most solid decks are? And I guess I underestimated the opposition, and I was like, people are probably going to think like Paladin's OP or whatever, and like not know what the solid lineup is, which is Handlock, Patron, Druid are the most like consistent of the standard decks right now. And then I just brought that, and then everybody else brought that, and then then it didn't work out well for a lot of people. But the players that ended up shining and able to make it through were the players that identified that that was going to be popular and brought decks that beat those decks. Because if you look at the who qualified through BlizzCon, there's only like 2 patron players from NA that made it. So people knew, the people that made it actually knew that everyone's going into this in the mindset that it's like an open tournament, and in that mindset everyone's going to bring the strongest possible decks and not try and counter anything or run through meta decks. And then they made it through. Granted, I think 3 players out of the 6 made it with just the standard strongest in the meta decks, but that's what it is. Sometimes you don't hit people trying to counter the meta decks, sometimes you do. Just depends on how you like your bracket is set up. Have I ever played any golf? Yeah, I used to be on the junior golf league when I was growing up, so I played some golf before, not much though. And my favorite laddering deck? I don't know. He seems to blame me a lot for being kicked off the team. What? No, I talked to Zixo recently. He didn't seem mad at me. That's interesting. But there is some problems with what Zixo was saying on social media and things like that. It wasn't like going well for him. So he was just like very upset about small things, and his way to handle it in the team was to take it publicly. And the team told him repeatedly, like, that's not the way to handle it. If you had issues, bring it up with management. Let's work through it. But little things on either side. Like, there's definitely sides on Zixo's case where things were not going well for him, and the way he handled it maybe wasn't correct. The way the team handled it wasn't correct, and there's back and forth, whatever. And then at the end of the day, they figured the best way to handle the issues so that everybody's happy is let's just go our separate ways. It'll work better for both of us. So I still think Zixo's a great player. I hung out with Zixo last week in California because he won that tournament. And yeah, he's by far one of the best mechanical players in Hearthstone. Like, if you have a screenshot, let's say, of like a game state, he's going to be able to figure out the best possible line at that time. And his strength, I guess I'd say, is that's what his strength is. And then his weakness at the same time, though, is the fact that he just always plays pretty standard decks. Like, he's very focused on just playing the standard decks, and he's very confident with the standard decks, and maybe a little bit too cocky with the standard decks. And he says, I'm so good at the standard decks that I should be able to beat everybody else standard deck mirrors. And then you can't do that consistently, I believe. Yeah, so I believe you can't do that consistently. He believes that he should be able to do that consistently as long as he plays perfectly. So he'll play perfectly, and then sometimes it comes down to RNG if it's a mirror match. So I don't think he values deck building as much as other players do, and I think it's kind of a mistake. But that aside, he didn't get kicked off the team because of his playstyle at all, or because of his skill. I think he's insane at the game, but just the issues I highlighted a bit earlier. How much control over the team do I actually have? I don't have any control over the team. People just usually do what they want, do their things. I'm just a player, man. What changes should be made to the tourney? I don't know what tourney you're specifically talking about. Oh, the Frostbolt, though. Oh, man. Now I'm stuck with these power shields, nothing to do. I got a top tick of 3-drop. I got 4 3-drops. 4 to 25. Amaz is Lord of Team Archon. There's more figures than Amaz that have power in Team Archon. Amaz isn't like the only one making decisions. Oh, top deck. That's why we run 4 of them, boys. There's definitely a lot of people that go into every decision, so it shouldn't be just weighted solely on Amaz. But Amaz does have a lot of power in Team Archon, obviously, as the owner. But Everybody always puts all the blame on Amaz when things go wrong, and it's not always his fault, man. Especially since he's more in charge of, like, his own stream is his main focus, as well as the community tournaments he does. Yeah, Soleil's the true head of Archon. Exactly, you guys got it. Is Tides of Time a good player or just a fun streamer? I think Tides of Time's a really good player. This is like his Dragon Priest deck, basically. Tides of Time is really smart, man. He just fell out of the tournament scene a lot because he was bored of Conquest. He thinks it's a terrible format. I agree with him. And he does not want to play it. How do I want to do this here? I don't want my guy frozen. Is that the best value of silence in this matchup, though? I think it might be here. Just the tempo of not getting my guy frozen seems really strong. I think I'm going to do that, and then Vol'jin it, and then kill it. Because I just don't want my 3/7 frozen. Maybe I was supposed to do this way, because now you can trade ping. I guess if he's pinging, I don't care. I have a 6/6 in place, so like his tempo being slowed down that much, he'd have to like fireball and ping, and then he's using a fireball, which is awkward for him. Why isn't Purple on Archon anymore? He had some family issues, so he wanted to go back to Canada, take care of that, and then when he was back there, like he ended up leaving the team, and then he wanted to oh, that Flame Lance though, that's sick. Then he ended up getting a better offer from another organization, so he wasn't currently on the team at the time because of the family issues. Parted ways with the team, and then when it all got resolved, took the better offer instead, obviously, because it was better. Man, there's a lot of questions. Trying to keep up with answering them all, but also trying to play at the same time, you know? Team Archon's gonna have a gaming house? TGT is out? Yeah, man, we've had a gaming house for a while. Am I a Lions fan? No, I don't like getting disappointed. Sorry if you're a Lions fan. But, yeah, I do know it's rough. Alright. Definitely want to power word shield one of these. Definitely want to heal one of them. The question is which. I want this to die first, so I guess I'll power word shield this first because I know that's happening regardless. That seems better than Worm Rest Agent, so let's play that and trade heal. Solid turn. Where's my dog? My dog is back in Michigan. I had to take her home. Yeah, Ava was, I guess, like, no one at the Archon house really liked dogs. So there was some miscommunication there because they told me, yeah, you can get a dog, no problem. But then I got a dog and it wasn't really working out, so I wanted to take her back home because they were really scared that she was going to break stuff and do things. But she was just like a normal dog. But they were just like, they always wanted someone to be watching her. They always wanted her to be right by my side all the time just to make sure nothing could ever go wrong. So it's like, it was really tedious for me to always have to be constantly babysitting it because they were worried. Whereas instead, like, normally when you have a dog, you don't, like, lock it in a room all the time. Like, because it was just locked in my bedroom all the time. Normally, it, like, hangs out with everybody, and dogs, like, walk around and stuff, and are free to just kind of roam around wherever in the house they want, right? Spare maybe, like, 1 or 2 important rooms or whatever, but normally people interact with a dog, and it's, like, positive, but they weren't, like, too fans of it, so, like, I ended up taking her back to Michigan. Just because I think it'd be better for her, really. That's not a bad card. Do I want to clear the whole board with Holy Nova, or do I want to just drop Chromagus? He's used 2 Fireballs already, and 1 Frostbolt, so his burst potential is really low, so I kind of like just getting Chromagus out here, because now it's something he really has to deal with, or he loses the game, basically. I don't see a way that he can kill me, and this just prevents, like, if I do the Holy Nova clear, then maybe he gets to drop some big-ass threat, and then I gotta light bomb my own board, and things get weird, because I don't have a death in my hand right now. And I already used Vol'jin. They have a cat there, right? No, I think I haven't seen the cat in a while. I don't know where the cat went. The cat was just like a stray cat that came and went, so it didn't even matter. Like, we took care of it. We fed it food, and it just like showed up some days, left other days. Lived outside mainly. What's up, Jab? How's it going, man? Who would you classify as the top 3 players in the world overall, deck building, mechanics, etc., all accounted? Oh my god. I think that's a really hard question. I think there's players that are definitely better at certain aspects. Like, there's definitely, it's really hard to account for all of that stuff all at once. There's definitely, every player has their own specialties and stuff like that. So I don't know how you would do all at once. That would take a long time to try and figure all that out. I don't see any need to play anything else. It overextends into Flame Strike a little bit, so I think I'll just hold back. We can already beat like Antonitis and stuff, right? So it doesn't matter. Okay. That's a thing. Phew. Where's my Cabal? Shit. No dragon, huh? No dragon. That's pretty brutal. If I had a dragon, man, look at how sick this would be. I think I need to focus healing myself, yeah. Maybe I'm supposed to push face damage here. If I can find Cabal, more golden. Oh man. Maybe I'm supposed to develop these because of just the pressure. They do 3 damage out of hand though. Alright. Screw playing around Flame Strike, just go in, I think. If he's got Flame Strike, he's got Flame Strike, but I'm gonna try and kill him. And we'll see how it works. He's only got 1 Frostbolt left for face damage. So it's only 8. So he can do 13 damage to my face. So we're fine around the damage that he can deal. But yeah, I guess maybe this is wrong then. Since we're fine against the damage he can deal, why play into Flame Strike? Well, I mean, he could just like stabilize like Tony with the 412, you know? So that's always a risk. Is being a Hearthstone pro a lot of stress? Depends how you let it get to you, I guess. Alright. We can kill... Can we kill him? Let's see that first. We can go 361, 369, no. 5 is less than 6, so that's no. Okay. We could go trade light bomb. Clearing the board seems pretty good here. He's got 1 fireball in hand. Well, I want to do, I think this. Yeah, I don't know. I probably should do the other way, try to get a buff on one of these guys. For some reason, I thought I was trading one of these into the thing. Boom. Win streaking. Dragon Priest is pretty good against these sort of aggro-y decks. Slept in my bed for 2 days. Oh man. Yeah, I mean that's how it goes at the team house, right? Everybody's coming over, sleeping in your bed and stuff when you're gone. I need to get like a safe or something, lock my possessions in. So many people come through your room and stuff. You build up a good immune system. Well, that's what team house life is like, right? That's what you have to expect, yeah. How good is Choma on this deck? I haven't really played him too often, but I mean, like, he's just good as a dragon activator and one of the better dragons, I think. Do I want to keep this Northshire Cleric Power Shield combo? I'll likely want to be playing a 2-drop, but worst case, I guess. We only have 2-2-drops in the deck, so the likelihood of, like, mulliganing Powered Shield and finding the 2-drop is pretty low. Wow, 3 keeps. Oh my god, he's going to have some pressure coming out quick. Oh, crap. Well, maybe he's got a 1-drop that Northshire Cleric can contest. Maybe he's like Extreme Aggro and a Leper Gnome can contest it. What would I replace with Chilma Lotheb? No. You need the Chilma in there for the correct number of dragons. So you need some sort of dragon as its replacement, but I like Chilma a lot. There's a lot of matchups where its effect is like invaluable. And even when its effect isn't that great, like it's still not the worst. It can be a board recovery mechanism for Priest, which is generally pretty hard to find. Alright, I want to trade up and kill this Knife Juggler, I think, immediately. The Dark Cultist is good, but Knife Juggler being dead seems better. Weak to True Silver. If he True Silvers, I just reload with Dark Cultist. And then he True Silvers that, and then we're in a bad spot because he has 4 mana to freely develop a Shredder. But he can't True Silver because he doesn't have the coin, because he used it. Alright, we're good. He's gonna muster for battle, though. Why is Conquest so bad? Enlighten us with your wisdom. Because there's 2 strategies with Conquest, which is you either build decks to target a popular deck in the meta, which if the format is 16 players, that's great, because that's a possibility, because you know what the decks in the meta are going to be, and you can safely target 3 decks at the exact same time. So it makes it totally viable to do that strategy, and that's wonderful. But what if... Alright, let me think here for a second. I think the 2-4 might just be better healing this. I want to pop the bubble to play around Kings. So that kind of has to happen. Since this is up, it means True Silver is less likely. So Kings is really the big threat at this point. So I kind of like getting this out, cycling the card. I think it might be better than the 3-6. Because if I do the 3-6, I do have to trade in there anyway. This is weak to Consecrate, I guess. But then if he Consecrates, I reload with big minions, so we're okay. Alright, sorry. The big problem with Conquest is... Have I won any tournament since this Conquest format switch? Yeah, I've won a lot of tournaments. I won like Gfinity back-to-back, was the first player, and I think I'm still the only player to win a tournament series back-to-back at the beginning of Conquest. Because the meta was like super predictable then, and I targeted it because everyone was playing the same decks, and they were all weak to Freeze Mage and Rogue, and Freeze Mage and Rogue are pretty consistent at the decks they beat, so it worked out really well. So... yeah, but wow, quality for real. In big open tournaments where there's hundreds of people, you can't do the option where you target the expected field, because the expected field could be so many different things. And since there's so many different things that it could be, you can't target efficiently, and then you just get crushed out by just solid decks, because there's enough tier 1, tier 2 decks that can crush out targeting lineups. So then everybody's kind of forced in open tournaments and big amount of player tournaments where the meta is unpredictable, or just in time periods where the meta is unpredictable, to bring middle of the road decks that are always they're always just really consistent and can do alright against anything. And if everyone's bringing really like alright decks against anything, then you get to the stage where everyone's just pretty much flipping coins against each other, because everyone's deck's the same sort of thing. It's all just pretty mediocre against everything, and that's a problem. Alright, 3 damage weapon. So probably double 3-drops is the strongest on the board. And then trade, so you can't get the value trade there. How much money do you need to offer me to leave Archon and join my Hearthstone team? Probably a lot, man. I'm with friends here, so that's a benefit. I'm with big streamers such as Amaz, so that's a benefit. They pay for my living conditions, so that's a benefit. And I've been here since the beginning, and we've been trying to build something together as a team from day one, so that's a huge benefit. So I definitely like being with friends and stuff like that. But I do like money. But still, this is a project that I started with them, I guess, and hopefully can see it through to the end. Alright, is this an overextension into Conch? I don't think so. I like getting this down again. Same thing as earlier, like getting the Vol'jin, and we have the dragon to activate dragons already, so it's okay. What exactly does Nadia do for the team? Nadia is one of our representatives for NVIDIA, which is pretty huge. She streams on the NVIDIA channel. She streams one of the most out of any of the streamers. Works really, really hard doing all the streaming stuff and keeping up with that. Has like some of the most hours streamed when it comes to girl streamers, which is really impressive. So she's not a slacker, which is really cool, because a lot of people tend to slack when it comes to streaming, myself included, because it's really hard to keep up with it. So I'm really impressed with that. And she does the NVIDIA's thing on the NVIDIA channel, so just having the connections with that and maintaining the connections with that and making that commitment is really strong. So people say, oh, she's not a competitive person, what is her purpose on the team? Well, there's more aspects to the team than being competitive, and she really fills a lot of those roles quite nicely. So she's definitely an asset to the team. Alright, let's get Chromagus out here, yeah? Chromagus value is sick here. Yeah. He's already used the equality, so how's he gonna do it? Does she make kids sandwiches? She doesn't even live at the house. She lives in her own place and stuff. Oh baby, Chromagus sticks yet again. We got the Ezra Drake combo. Oh baby. Oh my. That's a good one to get two of, especially leading into turn 10. I think it will Ezra Drake though. I can't deny this value. Alright, now we have a dragon to activate, so that's good. Alright, we have plenty of health, so I want to probably just keep Chromagus healthy. Force him to trade a lot of resources into it. Do I want to play one of these out here? Yeah. Mind control tech's not real. I'm gonna keep the other one to activate this next turn though. That's insane. Am I currently living at the Archon house? Yeah, I'm currently living at the Archon house. Why don't I stream more? I do stream more, just not usually NA time slot. I normally stream 4 a.m. NA time, 4 a.m. Central Standard Time, which is Europe time slot. Usually when Masan streams, if you know when Masan streams, that time slot. So this is rare for me. It's just my sleep schedule is all messed up because of traveling. So still got to get in those stream hours, but different time. Do I know if Archon has any open positions? I don't know, man. Our roster just got pretty thinned out as far as players go. Gonna play some Rogue on stream. I'm not playing your Rogue deck, Crimzig. I ain't about that double Assassin's Blade life. I ain't about it. Does the position where your minions matter? With this deck? With some decks it does. I'm not sure about this deck for the most part. Alright. Let's not keep you, Sarah. Like, it activates our dragons, which is sick, but at the same time, like, it's a 9-drop, and we probably find another dragon. Alright. We found a dragon. We'll probably find another dragon in time before 4. Just getting the 2-3 out there is so strong against Hunter. It slows him down so much. How cool would it be if Zixo versus Purple in the final? That'd be pretty sweet, man. I know Purple's been working harder than, like, anybody I know at Hearthstone right now, man. He was like one of the first people to hit Legend, and he's been grinding the most games out of anybody. He's got spreadsheets that he was showing me about what matchups and stuff he's bringing for his decks for BlizzCon. Purple's going full out, man. It was just like last year when I was going full out for BlizzCon with all the spreadsheets and stuff. Purple's got the same sort of spreadsheets built because we worked together on those for me, so he knows how to do all that stuff. So I imagine he's going to have the best possible decks for the meta. And he's going to have some favored coin flips ahead of him. And that's what it takes to win, man. Get yourself in the position to win, and then deliver. He's definitely got himself in a good position, so I'm looking forward to watching him play. Do I miss having Purple on the team? Yeah, I miss having Purple on the team. He's my friend. Of course. But he got a better offer, and he took the better offer. What are you going to do, man? That quick shot, I didn't seem very strong. Unfortunately, Blackwing Technician doesn't contest Animal Companion very well most of the time, so... Why aren't I trying to keep my title? I tried, man. I didn't make it quite all the way there. I got to the round of 8 of the 40-man, and I just needed to win one more game, and I was through. But lost in the round of 8. It was close, though. What's an alternative to Conquest? Why is Conquest such a popular format? Conquest is the was, I guess still kind of is, the BlizzCon format for this year. So it was announced right after last year's BlizzCon, so all the tournaments wanted to play the BlizzCon format, and all the tournaments that gave out BlizzCon points had to use the BlizzCon format, so that's why it was used so much. And I think they overused it a little bit, because everyone's pretty sick of it. They really just grinded it into the ground, you know? So that was one of the main issues with it, and I think last year's standing was just one of the better formats of them. And one of the reasons why is you know what deck your opponent's going to play next, unlike Conquest, where it's just like a guessing game and you have favorable matchups, unfavorable matchups, and you just kind of got to hope they play something that you're doing well against. So that was kind of a mystery. I'm going to play this now because I have the other dragon, so the other dragon can activate my Blackwing Corruptor for next turn. If I didn't draw a dragon there, I was going to be playing Wormrest Agent, trading, and then healing. But Hunters can generally struggle with dealing with 1-health minions unless he does some sort of like Unleash or some Knife Juggler plays, and I find it unlikely that he does so here. Did I change my stream schedule? I didn't change my stream schedule necessarily. I just my sleep schedule's all messed up because I just got back from a tournament. So since it's all messed up, I ended up streaming this time instead of my normal time. Even though I'm not on schedule, still got to get them hours in, man. Skamaz, am I right? Nah, I'm just messing. Was the reason I chose those unusual decks in the tournament. I chose decks that countered Hunter, Druid, and Patron Warrior pretty well, and I was having really good success with it. I got pretty unlucky in that last game against Jab. If he didn't get either Mana Addict or Whirling Zaphomatic off that Shredder, I won the game. So that was unfortunate. I was really hoping to walk away with that. But I think the lineup overall performed quite nicely. Do I want to Holy Nova this? I think it's pretty good. I can save Blackwing Corruptor for something a little bit more dangerous. Let's get a full clear. But yeah, I think my lineup was fairly good for the tournament. If I was able to beat down Jab, I think I would have definitely had a favorable matchup against Zixo in the finals. But didn't quite get there. Didn't quite get there. Alright, let's just do the same play. I don't have other dragons in my hand, so I don't want to play this guy. But we're starting to run him out of cards, so eventually he can't be flooding the board too much, and then Blackwing Corruptor gets even more value. We also have target removal in the form of Velen's Chosen, so we got lots of options here. We're at 2080 as Face Hunter. Seems pretty sweet. What do I think about the addition of Fugan / Stalag in Zixo's Druid deck? Worked alright for him, man. I think that was what the edge was that made him allowed to win a few games there. So, interesting tech choice. I think I might as well get one of these guys out here. I'm at reasonable life total healing. This doesn't seem to matter too much. I just want more presence on the board. So like I guess it does alright against like Druid mirrors and any matchup that goes grindy, which Druid kind of has some tendencies to cause matchups to go grindy because you use your combo for clear, you use your other resources that you could use to finish the game for clearing, and then both players are out of cards and it gets to top deck mode, and then that's where Fugan and Stalag really shine. Namely the matchup between Patron and Druid. If the Druid goes really defensively, that matchup can go to Fatigue a lot and can go to where card advantage matters, and then Fugan and Stalag really just takes over in that matchup. So, yeah, I guess. But against my decks, Fugan and Stalag would have done nothing, man, because they don't have taunt. So my decks would have really just farmed his Druid way better than... Like, even Jab had tech in his Druid that made it a harder matchup for me. He had like Sludge Belcher in there and things like this. But without, if that would have been taken out for Fugan and Stalag, I would have been able to crush it. Alright. I don't see any reason to commit the Chilmaw. I think that's kind of greedy, because then he can just silence it off. I don't really need any more board presence than I already have, so I guess I'll just heal up to 30 and chill. Don't want to give him value here in case he just like plays an owl and like switches to mid-range hunter or something all of a sudden, because there's definitely like hybrid hunters that have like high mains and stuff. Yeah. Don't want to give him the out of being able to take the value game through. Alright, how do I want to deal with this? Probably like that. Just maintain my board in good health and chill. He just unleashed, so I could extend this if I want to, but nah. I'll save it to be able to activate Chilmaw if I get in some like emergency situation. It's the best dragon-based deck, or dragon's viable in tournaments. I've seen Dragon Warrior, I've seen Dragon Priest, both do quite well in tournaments. The player Nias used Dragon Priest with triple weapon removal, I think, to be able to deal with Patron and some of the other current meta decks quite effectively. Dragon Priest with weapon removal can deal pretty nicely with Patron, just the sheer amount of pressure it can put up. So, yeah, I like Dragon Priest the most out of any of the Dragon Priest decks, definitely. Is Mech Warrior viable? It's been getting to top 50 Legend a lot, so it must be. I think it's less viable now because people are starting to realize how to play around it than it originally was, when nobody knew what the hell was going on. But definitely still there. Let's draw first. Ah. Probably put it on the taunt, yeah. I mean, we're at 29, but can never be too safe, right? Do I think aggro Fel Reaver Druid can do good in tournaments? Yep. I think most decks have a place, just as long as there's a meta stabilized for it. Aggro Fel Reaver Druid sounds like could just be, at some point, have a place. Sounds inconsistent as hell, though. Are some extra tech cards for Dragon Priest against Handlock? Well, Shadow or Death, if you don't have two of those already. Vol'jin, for sure. Not playing Priest, like, it's a horrible matchup no matter how you break it down. 2 Light Bombs, I guess. But the thing is, you're going to run into lots of trouble to the Void Callers. You're going to run into a lot of trouble to the Twilight Drakes. It's just, like, really hard. Just conceptually, your deck is not supposed to do well against that. Your deck's trying to play on curve and take advantage of your hero power by playing high health minions, and their deck's using their hero power to play big minions as well, and theirs are just simply bigger than yours. So you get wrecked because you play big minions and they play bigger minions. So it doesn't line up good for you curve-wise. So I don't think that's a matchup you really want to be trying to tech Dragon Priest for. I think you're just bound to lose that quite consistently. That 1-2-3 curve with no dragons, though. Do I keep it? It's pretty greedy. I'm gonna hope for the dream. We need to hit some dragons off the top here. We got 2 draws to try and find a dragon. Boom, nailed it. When you're good, you're good. Can't play Demon Handlock later. I'm a terrible Demon Handlock player. I think that's why I'm doing so bad in the meta. Demon Handlock's so good right now. I'm so bad at it. I should probably work on it. I've never really got into the Handlock decks because Zoo has always been historically just better. So I just mainly focused on that and never really learned Handlock the ins and outs too much or how to tech it right. So I definitely have to learn a lot about teching Handlock if I wanted to bring it to a tournament or something. I've brought it to tournaments before, but meh. I think developing my own board here is better than actually trading. I think I'm gonna just Powered Shield and play another 3-5 and pass. Yeah, especially with that guy on the backswing now. It's a bit aggressive, but I feel pretty good about it. I run one Shrinkmeister, one Cabal right now, so I guess I like Shrink Cabal Priest. I don't know. Alright, we can blow through this now. He has a really good swipe, right? Oh my. It's not like the greatest swipe in the world, but it's not a bad swipe for sure. How do I feel about Hunter in tournament right now? Well, if you look at the stats wise, just based off stats right now, Hunter is the #1 played deck for the people that qualified to NA BlizzCon regionals. So I think Hunter is really strong right now. But at the same time, whenever I find Hunter, it's really, really coin flippy. Misplay, you didn't play the top deck Corruptor? No. Playing the top deck Corruptor is a misplay. He knows that I'm likely to have a Corruptor by the fact that I didn't trade anything last turn. I sort of showed that I wanted him to make one attack and then me to be able to Corruptor it. Otherwise, I would have initiated 3 damage first. So if I play the second Corruptor, then he knows I have 2 Corruptors in my hand, most likely. It's not like the Corruptor would tilt him in this situation either, because of the Keeper play made it so Corruptor wasn't that good, because he kind of knew I already had a Corruptor in my hand based on the way I played the first Corruptor. Or based on the way I made the first attacks, so... No, I think playing the Corruptor that I top decked is just wrong. It gives him more information about my hand. Well, it's not just Jab. Like, most people that made it, is like, I think 4 out of the 6 people that made it played Hunter from NA. It's a lot of Hunter, man. Turns out it's still a pretty good deck. Well, this kills my own board if it dies, but at the same time, 6/6s are big. And it's pretty unlikely that he kills the 6/6 out of hand. Like, what's he gonna do? Black Knight it? Oh man, he's gonna force nature it. Yeah, all his combos Shrek'd now. All we gotta do is stabilize for turn 9. With only 1 force, combo's a lot less likely. We can turn 9 faster to stabilize for us. Just felt too weak to only develop Cultist that turn. Cool. This is a good top deck. Now we have a full turn of things to do, and then we drop our 9-drop and we win. Chad gets the best beats off of my Ram Wrangler in tournaments. Well, maybe that's why he runs it, man. For example, I only ran the 3/2 that summons a random totem in my Mech Shaman because Mech Shaman's already, like, in its good matchups, it's super, super, super consistent and, like, always wins its good matchups. But in its bad matchups, it gets wrecked pretty hard. But if you can get some little way to get some early tempo and initiate it, you can usually spiral that into the win. So then I ran the Tuskar Totemic just for the off chance that in my good matchups, it doesn't matter that I'm wasting 1 mana if I get a bad totem. But in my in my bad matchups, if I get the 3/4, I can actually win them instead of just consistently losing my bad matchups. So maybe that's why he runs Ram Wrangler, something like that. So he can just have the odd of swinging, like if he's behind in bad matchups, because Hunter does really well in its good matchups and really bad in its bad matchups, similarly to whatchamacallit, similarly to Mech Shaman. Alright, which one do I want to get the health buff? This happens regardless. I think I want Ysera to get the health. Oh, I can't actually. Oh yeah, I do, it dies. I think I want Ysera to get the health buff. I'd rather have that alive than Chromagus. Oh shit, I missed lethal. Alright. I was too focused on answering questions. It's okay. I think we're in a good spot still. It's okay. We had Dream for the taunt. No way we lose. Dude, I don't see any world champion forehead. You guys are way nicer than EU. There's no Ellie giggles either. NA's such. You guys are all sweethearts. Not even no Twitch chat hate. Feels good, man. There's the first world champion forehead. There we go. Get some Ellie giggles. No failfish spams? In your opinion on Oil Rogue, is it still a good deck, but meta bad for it? I think Oil Rogue's pretty inconsistent. I don't know. Everybody's playing a lot of mid-range minions, and then they're just dealing enough damage fast enough, because Oil Rogue gets countered by the same sort of things Patron gets countered by. You know? So it makes it kind of awkward. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Am I supposed to just like dream this? Am I supposed to trade Light Bomb? That sounds awful. That's not the right plan. I think I just dream it. Thank you, Sarah. Living for another turn is good for me. Could put this out there if we wanted, but I think having a dragon in hand is more valuable. I'm gonna lose now. Oh no. Not at rank 8. Do I think Kalento's still a virgin? No, man, have you seen Kalento's girlfriend? Kalento's got a hot girlfriend. Y'all don't even know. Which decks are good matchups for Dragon Priest? Any sort of aggressive deck that tries to grip the board pretty early. Zoo, Tempo Mage, Secrets Paladin. Alright. Let's not miss it this time. What position did I play? Soccer. Played outside back. Like left defender. Kalento's girlfriend's American, guys. She's not a Eastern European. I don't know why people are saying she's Eastern European. Kalento's got a blonde American girlfriend. Do I want to keep the 3-drop? Let's see how many cards he keeps, yeah. Nothing. Alright, so then keeping a mediocre hand's good. If he keeps like a lot of cards, then mediocre hand's obviously not good enough to contest with it. But if he keeps only 1 or 0 cards, then a mediocre hand's usually good enough to keep up with him. So we're gonna keep a mediocre hand instead of going for the dream, because we know his hand's not that great. Am I left-footed? No, I'm right-footed. How tall am I? I'm like 5'11", 6-footish. How long did I play StarCraft? I played StarCraft when I was growing up as a little kid. Never played it like competitively. Alright, this doesn't die on board, so it's better than this guy, which dies on board to just trade. But if he has muster for battle, then this guy dies on board too. Then we're in a disaster spot. That's not the worst. There we go, got another one. Do I follow any European teams? I don't follow any sports at all, man. Not even a little bit, man. I follow esports, bro. Well, I guess I'm gonna pop the Shredder and try and set up for Holy Nova and hope he doesn't have a way to play around Holy Nova. Because killing one of these, I just died to the Shredder anyway, so might as well try. Got him. We're still behind, but it's pretty good for us, because otherwise you can just truce over that and start putting on pressure, and then we get a Holy Nova, and then this situation happens after that happens. So, pretty happy about that outcome. No Cabal. Never lucky. Alright, let's try and make this thing not die as easily. Still gets shreked by kings, though. So we're hoping he doesn't have kings. No, just challenger. Easy. Guess we want to do this. I don't know though. Maybe we just want to set up 2 minions and chill. Could be good too. Not proc anything yet, and then proc things next turn. Don't mind it. He's got Avenge Noble Sacrifice. We're just adding more damage to the board if we attack there. And we'd be forced to like Holy Nova or something we don't really want to do. This way maybe we can kill this guy. Another secret. Alright, that dude there is pretty good for us. Hopefully that can land the buff on the Holy Nova, or I mean the... We gotta get the buff of the Avenge to land on, not this guy. Oh, we can take the taunt too and then chill. That might be too slow though. Oh, that's a pretty good taunt. Maybe that is better. Just taking this. No, we could try and clear by like attacking with this first and then Noble Sacrifice, Avenge, and then it's a 50-50 if we're able to clear this or not. Or we can just heal and wait instead of trying to go for the 50-50. I think healing and waiting's fine. We got a presence that we can handle it, I guess. So we got Holy Nova to heal. Some amount of burst healing, I guess. I don't know. I'll check donations, sorry. I forgot, I haven't even been looking at that. What was the donation we got? Alright, we got a $30 donation. Holy crap. From Hoy Joe. Hey Firebat, hope you're doing well. I really enjoy your streams and learn a lot from your streams. Hope you enjoyed the donation. Thanks for streaming for us. Keep up the good work. You're the best. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it so much. That's a lot of money, man. $1 donation from Death Toad 007. Dude, why am I banned in your channel? I've never even said anything. I don't think are your mods the tad overzealous. I don't even have mods, so I must have banned you personally. So I apologize for that. But I probably banned you for a good reason. Sorry, man. I don't usually ban people ever, so if you're banned in my channel, it's probably your fault. What happened here? This ended up being a disaster. No, now the coin flip I guess is better for us, but we still gotta land this. Alright, let's tag this first. If it hits either of these, that still dies in the Holy Nova. If it hits this, then we can trade and it still dies in the Holy Nova, so we're all good. We can answer this 100%. So let's just double Northshire Holy Nova. Maybe I should have traded that in first for the buff one on the Drake. So I don't really need more card draw at this point, right? May have overdrawn too much because of Divine Favor, and that might be bad. That's fine for us. Might be Chillmaw's time to shine this game. Ooh, sometimes lucky. A double redemption in his deck, huh? So many secrets. Just get the big ass taunter down there. I miss out on healing myself, but if I heal myself, then like the presence I'm developing is like Wormrest Agent, Twilight Whelp, and that's it. And this seems really weak. I want to get at least some contest on the board. Oh, we can clear the whole board. Get taunters. Taunter. It's probably Ezra Drake, Wormrest Agent heal. Let's see what we find. Finisher. I have enough cards to finish the game. I'm just gonna prioritize healing myself, make sure I can get out of range of the damage he has, because that weapon, that packs a punch, you know. Chromagus puts on quite a bit of pressure. I can heal while doing it. I think I might just want to get rid of this guy instead of playing more into like Consecrate, I guess. Still set up lethal, so it's fine. By the way, he could use Consecrate to try and buy himself another turn to be able to swing at my face. I don't want him to be able to buy another turn. Oh man, Aldor though. That's pretty good. Oh man, we always get this. This is the second time this lethal's happened. Good old Chromagus. Farming these paladins, man. All paladins all the time. ever see a Shadow Priest deck make waves in the tournament scene? Shadow Priest seems pretty hard. I don't know. Shadow Form is just like such a terrible card most of the time. I don't know if it does enough for its cost, like tempo-wise, to ever be too good, but maybe in some like grindy value games it could be. So if there's like a format that had like a ban in it, so that you could force yourself to only be playing value grindy games, then maybe you could see some sort of Shadow Form thing. But currently in the format, everyone plays middle of the road decks, which are all mainly just based around tempo, which makes it impossible to make that sort of thing work. Because you're not going to find grindy games in a format that everyone's supposed to be playing middle of the road decks. You're going to find quite aggressive tempo-based games. Alright. Is there any way he kills my Dark Cultist? He doesn't have coins, so he can't coin Deathbite it. So maybe Dark Cultist is just kind of like strictly better. So that I can then have it make the first few trades, so it dies first, so it gives me the buff. Well, now if he tries to swing Deathbite, it's not as good for him because we get the buff. We already got Shrinkmeister Cabal, which is sick. So if he tries to get Ysera out ASAP, we can counter it. That's usually one way they win, since Priest doesn't have an answer to Ysera. They just brawl on like turn 8 and then drop Ysera turn 9 and we're screwed, but we got the answer already. We got all our big threats, which is just insane. Alright, I want to protect my guy from Deathbite, so the taunt here is insane. I could do it with Velen's Chosen, but that's a lot more vulnerable to execute Shield Slam and like Owl and things like that. Vol'jin curve puts on a lot of pressure here. But at the same time, I think it's too greedy. I think we don't want to be going for pressure necessarily at this point. There's still so many things he could do, like just Brawl simply stops all of my pressure then. Sylvanas stops all of my pressure then. So I don't think it's worth. I think we need to focus more on just grinding away for now. If we try and go the pressure game too quickly, get punished. Yeah, let's not overextend into Brawl. We will win eventually. We can value all of his threats 1 for 1, hopefully, and take it since we already have initiative this early. As long as he doesn't run like Gorehowl or something weird. Alright, I don't want to open myself to execute Deathbite, so I'm going to Power Word Shield this one to play around that. Should Power Word Shield it first. Get a Northshire Cleric, I guess. I don't know if I want a Northshire Cleric anyway, though. I don't think I should. Bash War-X, Bash Deathbite, one of the two. Bash Deathbite, Bash Deathbite execute. Alright, looks like a good Chromagus turn. Execute's gone, Shield Slam's pretty inactive right now. He'd have to armor Shield Slam and then swing, so we're okay with that. We're at 8 cards, so we go up to 10, so we're not overdrawing. Hopefully hard for him to deal with. No second execute. If he's used a second execute here, then Ysera gets better. He still has Sylvanas though, so you gotta be afraid about that with Ysera. Unless you get Dream. I have Shrinkmeister Cabal to take back my Ysera if he takes it. 3, 6, 7, 8 cards. So we go up to back up to 8 from the Ysera card. So we're okay as far as fatigue is concerned. Ysera sticks. Got him. Fulgent Holy Nova. Ouch. 4 is brutal. Alright, we just really gotta worry about Brawl now, and then we'll be good. And we gotta find a dream to deal with Sylvanas. He doesn't have coin, so you can't like Sylvanas coin brawl or anything crazy. Double bash. He usually means double slam. What's up?
You're streaming?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Why? What do you need?
I need to talk to you about your contract.
Oh, okay.
Can you mute for a second?
That went well. Wow. Alright, we gotta worry about Brawl, but I also have to get cards out of my hand. Oh man, this is so awkward. Yeah, our Sylvanas is gonna, our Ysera is gonna get brawled. What do I want to throw away though into the Brawl, I guess? It's my only Activator Dragon at the moment. Alright, I don't want more cards. I gotta stop drawing cards. Alright, let's heal this, and then like... Healing it isn't too relevant actually, but healing myself's even less relevant. We're gonna throw away these guys into the Brawl. We just need to get rid of our cards so we're not fatiguing. They were talking to me about my contract re-signing, so that's all that was. Alright, I want to get rid of these because I want to be able to play minions without extending into Brawl because I need to pressure them because we're fatiguing at a very similar rate. So pressure is good. So I can't quite like, I should have probably Nightmared there. Forgot I had that in my hand. Could have like Nightmared and then used Blackwing Corruptor. Maybe a bit of a misplay. Oh, did I miss donations? Sorry, I was like, I missed a dollar donation from Mr. Jukebox, and he wants me to play his song. Nah, I'm not playing any songs right now. I've actually got like music going on for me, just the stream can't hear it, but everybody, I think it's better when they get to pick their own music, and I don't want my VODs muted because I want to try and build a YouTube channel, and I want to use bits and pieces of my VODs to help me do that. And with the sound always getting muted, it makes it really hard, so try not to let that happen with the sound. Alright, do we want to give him multiple cards off this? Can we give him multiple cards off this? There's not really good ways to do it. I mean, we could do the Shrinkmeister on our own guy, hit it, but like the thing is we need that to get Ysera. Otherwise we can't counter it, so I don't want to really do it. But him playing this allows us the freedom to play Azurdrake if we wanted. Because otherwise like we'd be fatiguing first, but this way we're not fatiguing first anymore. So we have the freedoms to do that. 3, 6, 9 cards. So yeah, we can afford to. Just slowly healing back up to 30, I guess. We still gotta worry about Brawl. So that's gotta always be on our mind of something that can really screw us. Alright, we can't Shrinkmeister Cabal this because Brawl hasn't happened 1, and 2, Ysera still lurks. Well, the Blackwing Corruptor is a scary amount of extension, but might just be right. So otherwise, how do I get through this efficiently? Like, there's no real good ways of getting through this. And he's got to brawl something eventually, you know? I don't think I ever play this, though. I think that's too greedy to play. So, I think there's a pretty high likelihood of brawl coming out here. But yeah, the power shield's never seen play, because we gotta worry about fatigue. It's like a huge issue for us. Damage. Alright, we gotta worry about dying still, kinda. No brawl though, huh? Do I want to commit one more minion? I kinda do. If we had the other Valence here, this would be so dirty. I'm scared about Barongeddon. Oh man. This swing Barongeddon is brutal. So I really want to heal myself, but at the same time, that could be scary. We don't have any taunts in our hand. If he has, like Ysera, then he can get extra damage to push us over the top with the ground combo, so I want to heal a little bit more to get out of that range. But at the same time, I really want to heal myself. It might just be like a Holy Nova heal myself turn, so that the Geddon can't Shrek my entire board, and I get to keep maintaining healing myself, and I don't overextend into Brawl. But at the same time... Alright, I'll do it. Like, not developing pressure is scary. Oh, fine. Kind of feel like you're wasting a Holy Nova, right? But, like, making my minions more durable is pretty good. But then if he just brawls on the back end of this, then I feel stupid. Is Chromagus really good here? It's a dragon. Activates the dragons, and it's not the worst of dragons. Doesn't die to Big Game Hunter. I don't know. Mathematically fits the number of dragons you need to justify being able to run Blackwing Technician, I think. And have it be able to activate as often as you want it to activate on 3. So that's why it's there. What was the Tourney Zixo one called? It was called the Esports Arena Invitational. Is that Brawl he's thinking about? He's doing the long Brawl debate. I think he's supposed to play Ysera before he plays Brawl, so that I Shrinkmeister Cabal as Ysera, then he can Brawl it. good thing we played her on that Geddon. That would have been bad. Alright, we can use Light Bomb to kill Geddon if we want. Can't use Nightmare. Can use Ysera's Awakening if I want. My own guard ties. Maybe that's just the cleanest way to do it though, because Light Bomb counters other things as well. We still got Grom left. Light Bomb counters Grom better than Ysera Awakens does, so I think I have to Awakens it. I don't think I want to play the other Twilight well, but I still need activators for like Blackwing Corruptor and stuff. He's used most of his weapons besides one Fire War X, so sometimes they got it. Alright. The taunt. We're still holding on to this, trying to win in fatigue, you know. Maybe it was too greedy though. Might run out of resources. Our Ysera cards were pretty bunk. Control Warrior running Slam? Yeah, it's the Slam Bash Warrior. It's really standard now. They run 2 Slams, 2 Bashes so that they can beat Druid. Control Warrior is actually favored against Druid now. Because of, in that build, at least. It's crazy, man. Just saying, the reason why they were bad against Druid is because they struggled at killing mid-range creatures, right? So since they can't kill mid-range creatures with their weapons, it doesn't line up cleanly enough because most of the mid-range creatures have like 5, 6 health. The weapons do 3 and 4 damage. Then you throw Slam and Bash in there, then all of a sudden Slam's drawing your cards to keep up with mid-game creatures, and it combos with the weapons to kill mid-range creatures, and it combos with Bash or the other Slam to kill mid-range creatures. So it ends up working out pretty good for him. At the start of your next turn, destroy it. So if he steals this, then he can hit me in the face with it. Is that what that means? I'm not sure how that works. Because that matters a lot here. Because if I trade it in with the Nightmare and he steals it, does he get to attack with it? It's going to do 8 damage. So then he can have 12 plus 8 to kill me. Exactly. You could have 23 damage with... They don't run Cruel Tasks in that deck, but still. I think he would be able to attack with it, which is pretty scary, but I don't know if I have any other options. So I'm going to do this and play Twilight Whelp, I guess. Let's go. Got him. Alright. Easy peasy. 8 life's a big deal. Because we're heading into fatigue and life's going to start mattering in those scenarios. Alright. Now let's pick off this guy for free. Heal up. Let me start answering his crap. Do I have a guy? I don't have a guy that helps me with calculators and stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. But I do like to think about game theory and try my own stuff out. So, what's in his hand? He's got a shield block for sure. He's only played 1. And shield block, Ysera, 2 other cards. What could they be? Let's find out, I guess. Shield block, Ysera. Cruel Taskmasters, maybe? Something like that. Just get Joe Mod there. Oh, Big Game Hunter. He's got Shield Block, Ysera, Big Game Hunter, Brawl. Shield Block, Ysera, Big Game Hunter, Brawl. Those are his 4 cards. There we go. We figured it out. He's used both Shield Slams. No Brawl yet, though. We've been playing around Brawl all game. It's taking forever. So he's got Shield Block, Big Game Hunter, Brawl. He might just do the like Big Game Hunter Brawl here. Hopefully we win that 50-50. Like, no, nobody runs 2 Brawls anymore. It's either 2 Brawls, no Geddon, or 1 Brawl, 1 Geddon. And he played Geddon already, so we know he has 1 Brawl. Not 2. That's sort of how you tell. So here comes Big Game Hunter Brawl. Alright, 50-50, boys. Got him. All of this work for that coin flip. Alright, now he has Ysera and Shield Block left. So we just do this. Go face. Heal. He may only run 1 Shield Block at 2 Brawls or something. I don't know. We don't need any more pressure than an 8-10. So we can just chill back here. Not commit into second Brawl if he does have a second Brawl, you know, just to be safe. Because why risk it? And in that sense, why play the thing that risks if he has a second BGH, I guess. Alright, now we take that. Would I play this tournament or deck list in a tournament or only ladder? I like it in both. I think it's a really well-rounded deck, and I think it could do well in tournaments. Lately, though, my tournaments have been all like tech-based lineups instead of just standard good-around-everything lineups. So that's why I haven't brought this to tournament yet, because I've been just really focusing on targeting specific things. Because I felt like that's why I lost in the BlizzCon qualifiers, because I wasn't being creative enough with my deck building, wasn't targeting enough things, wasn't doing enough tech cards. So I wanted to really just emphasize back to doing that more, because that's sort of what I did on my whole way coming up, was just have the most teched out lineups for the meta and was able to counter it effectively. It's a lot of work, and I think it actually is really strong, but just the amount of time commitment required to do it is a lot, and I haven't been really putting in as much effort into the tournament preparation as I need to be winning, so that's why I feel like I lost. So I've been trying to do that more and more and more. I guess maybe I'm a little rusty at it because I keep getting only top 8, and like actually ABOS I got 3rd/4th, and in the last tournament I got top 8. So like it's been performing like well, but like not up to the standards I want it to be performing to. So I gotta work on it a little more still. It's really hard in the current format though to make it work. Back in last year's standing, it was a lot better. You had so much more freedoms when it came to teching and stuff like that. And Trump's a really cool guy. I wouldn't tuck Frump. Frump really, or not Frump, sorry. Trump really wanted to play the bomb diffusing game at the Hearthstone Arena. There was a game where you could defuse bombs or whatever, and Trump loved that game. He was just like, that's his whole mission when he was there. He just really wanted to play that game with everybody. It's a pretty cool game. Trump liked it too much though. It's pretty crazy. Do I think tournaments should have bans and conquest? I think all esports should have bans. I think bans add another layer to deck building, open up more possibilities, and let you have more of a pre-game strategy in the deck building phase. I think almost every competitive esport at the moment has bans in some fashion or another, so it just adds more elements to the game. Allows you to build a lineup and then say use sort of tier 2 stuff, because you're like, these tier 2 things are actually really strong if this tier 1 thing doesn't exist, so we can just ban that out, and then suddenly the field is more playable in these scenarios and so on and so forth. You see it all the time in like every other esport. So I'd really like to see bans in Conquest, or bans in any format. I think it's very strong. Card bans. No, I think class bans are fine. I don't know how you would manage card bans. It sounds a lot more complicated. Oh my. The tempo plays. Yeah. I play the Northshire Cleric here, even though it's probably going to die and not give me too much value, just because I want to grip the board as soon as possible, take board control, and just push that pressure all the way home. What decks do I expect in BlizzCon? Demon Handlock, Druid, and some form of Warrior. Probably more Control Warrior than Patron Warrior, honestly. Control Warrior is so strong in the meta. The Slam Bash Warrior being able to beat Druid consistently makes it like super powerful. Do you think Patron would be banned out? Patron was one of the Patron wasn't actually in the top 5 decks that qualified for BlizzCon from NA. Not even top 5. So all this stuff about Patron needs to be banned, Patron's so bad for the game, yada 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 yada. And then it doesn't see much play or then it doesn't even win out. So I don't know, man. I think more often than not, people would be building lineups still to counter it, because it's pretty known now that it's a pretty easy deck to 3-0 in tournaments. That's because everyone techs so hard against it, Failfish. Well, that's why the game has that feature. That's why Blizzard's not so quick to just ban things and so quick to just nerf things and whatever. The tournament meta is self-regulating when it comes to those things. People can tech around it. The ladder meta as well. You can tech around things. You can adjust your deck for certain scenarios. All this good stuff. And that's how the game, I think, should be. If we just, every time something's successful, are boom, ban it, boom, nerf it, whatever, and you don't give people time to figure out ways to play around it, figure out ways to adapt to it, then it's not going to be as strong. The game just becomes less fun, because then, I don't know. I think it's really important that the community has time to adjust to decks. And I feel like in the tournament scene, Patron's not the strongest deck right now. People are upset of my opinion. It's just what I think, man. Alright, there's not too many good targets for Blackwing Corruptor on the board currently, so I think Azure Drake might just be stronger, and then I can Blackwing Corruptor when there's actually something relevant to Blackwing Corruptor. It's such a powerful tool, and wasting it on a 1/1 seems pretty bad. Well, you have to be non-interactive and just let your opponent be able to hit you for 70 if you want to hit them for... they can't just hit you for 70 without doing some things first. It's impossible to hit you for 70 without having the perfect hand while Emperring. And the perfect hand requires, a 10-card combo. So if you're letting them draw to 10 cards and getting the perfect combo, that's kind of your own fault at that point. Blackwing Corruptor is good here. Holy Nova is good here. What if I try and Dark Cultist and set it up to 8 health and just try and set up for a Holy Nova, though? You'd have to run his whole board into it if he wants to play around Holy Nova. That gains me a lot of life. Especially since I have Chromagus later to follow it up, and then he's got to run his whole board into that as well. The one thing I don't like about Patron Warrior right now is Battle Rage. It's the only thing I don't like. Other than that, I guess if everyone keeps complaining about frothing, I'm sure they'll probably nerf that, just because that's what people complain about. But the only real broken thing is Battle Rage. Frothing's fine. You need so many cards to make it do the damage that's necessary. and that many card combos exist in every class. Just you don't see it happening. Like, you can do like 1,000,000,000 damage through taunt with Warlock, for example, if you had Summoning Portal, Soulfire, Dark Bomb, Malygos, Faceless, and then play Emperor, and then you can play all of that in one turn and do like 1,000,000,000 damage through taunt. But it's like, well, their hero power taps and draws a card, but they don't have enough abilities to control the board while drawing cards, so they can't ever really do it. So it's not a problem. This is a good card here. Oh my god. Never am I ever lucky. What is this garbage? I played Chilma, and I think it's a good idea. And then he top decks Double Egg. It's okay, we're at a health pool that we're fine enough here. Just gotta trade them both in if he wants to kill Kamagus. What about Divine Favor? Then you can't be holding the combo cards in your hand that you need to pull off the big OTK combos, man. Because then Divine Favor doesn't work. So Divine Favor naturally has a built-in factor that it prevents it from being used for that purpose. Alright, now I need a dragon. Okay, we win. Yeah, well, they need to use their... You tech against Patron Manali and them draw the combo. There shouldn't be a kappa there, man. You can control their draw by making it so they have to clear your board, have to interact with your board with their weapons, have to use their whirlwinds for that, so then they're unable to get their draw, so then you can fizzle them out of resources, and they draw slowly, bits at a time. That's what Druid does. Watch Druid versus Patron and see players take it to fatigue every time. It's a very common like strategy that they employ. Because they force them to get their draw 1 or 2 cards at a time instead of drawing massive amounts at a time. They use their combo to clear patrons. They use all of their resources to be able to kill patrons efficiently, whereas the patron warrior runs out of resources because their draws just trickle in too slowly instead of big combos, and then they run out of steam and die. And for the longest time, patron countered Druid because nobody played it correctly. Nobody knew that that was how to do it, and that was the solution. And now Druid wins like very, very, very heavily against Patron. Arcavian, welcome to the Bat Cave team thing. Thanks for subscribing for 2 months in a row, man. I appreciate the support, dude. What do you think about Secret Paladin? Is it a solid tournament worthy, or a ladder worthy, or gimmick? I think it's really good in tournaments and in ladder. I think it counters the new Control Warriors that are coming up, which is currently... I don't know... There hasn't been really too many tournaments since the new Control Warrior builds have started coming out with the Slam Bash, but everyone's like, wow, the Control Warriors are so good. It farms the Druid, and that was like Control Warrior's only counter, and it's so good. Well, Paladin still counters Control Warrior pretty good, and the Secrets Paladin does a really good job at it. So if people are playing that Control Warrior in tournaments, Secrets Paladin is going to go up in value by a lot. Alright, do we have lethal here? We can go 5, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage. Not quite lethal. So I guess we're just gonna trade down the Dr. Boom. Seems reasonable enough. So do this. Holy Nova, trade into Dr. Boom with 5-4. I could trade into it with this guy actually. Nope, that damaged too much for the bombs. I mean, at 1 health. 1 health is fine, probably. Yeah. If I'd known I was going to do that, I should kill the Voidwalker. I don't think it actually matters at this point in time, but should have done it the other way. Taking 20 damage in 1 turn is not particularly fun or interactive. Yeah, but that was That was a different time, man. And that was out of not the same exact circumstance. Alright, I don't want him to be tapping anymore, so I'm going to do that. Give him 1 card a turn. That's with many, many, many less cards than you take 20 plus damage from Patron. Nice juggle. Should have played this guy, I guess. If I play 2 minions, he needs a taunt. He needs a taunt or a charger. He's got 1 card from it. You can take 20 plus damage from any deck if they need. It just depends on how many cards they need. So maybe that sentence by Blizzard wasn't worded the best way, but... Alright, man, this win streak's crazy. Yeah, Miracle Rogue was a lot stronger than Patron. Is Zalay gonna stream today? Yeah, Zalay's gonna stream today. He usually streams a little bit later. I think Velen's Trojan's insane in these sort of grindy matchups, especially what you get against Mage and Zoo and whatnot, but the problem is, it's only good if you have the early game minions to go with it, so I think it's too greedy to keep it off the mulligan, so I'm gonna pass it back, try and look for the earlier pressure. Miracle Rogue's still my favorite deck, man. That deck was so much fun. Everybody hated it, I guess, but that deck was so much fun. You got to do so many cool things. Flame Cannon was none of my 4/3 drops. Oh man. Oh, we're screwed. I got a priest draw this time. The win streak's come to an end. I was doing so well. We were like 8 games in a row there or something, man. Oh man, Mirror Entity now too. Brutal. What do we even do? Maybe it's not Mirror Entity. I don't know. All of these seem bad plays. So if it is Mirror Entity and we play this, we are taking some heat. Maybe we're supposed to do this, and then if he doesn't have the fireball, at least he can't just plow through it and we can set up for an AoE. I think this is the safest place. I think I'm going to just commit to the safest. Counterspell. Alright, what is going on here? I guess he's got effigy. Gotta be effigy, right? Another flame cannon. My god. And Arcane Blast. What in the hell? Alright, we need to start cleaning up. Let's take care of that with taking this guy. Whew. Things suddenly got a lot better for us. A much cleaner board. Double Flame Cannon, Arcane Blast, though. This guy's crazy. Double Flame Cannon, Arcane Blast missiles. Casinoing it up. Alright. So I want to kill this guy first, so the effigy goes off. So let's do that. Duplicate. Okay. Now the second one's going to be effigy and it's going to screw me. Crap. Well, that's just awkward. Don't be effigy. I want to heal my dudes, but like counter spells will blow out. Which is more important. This is probably more important, honestly. Eh, give him that. This way I can play Blackwing Corruptor next turn if I want to. Fireball Frostbolt almost kills me. Double Scientist coming out for sure, eh? Oh, never lucky. Alright, let's play this guy first, right? No, let's play this guy first. And then heal myself. Healing myself seems important. You gotta get outside that burst range quick now. Got Holy Nova for 4 possibly. Depending on if it's counterspell or not. We can test that with the Villain's Chosen. Uh-oh. So we have... what do we want to get counterspelled possibly? Alright, let's do... on this maybe? Yeah, probably on this still. Alright. Not counterspell. I want this to get hit by a bomb, so I'll go like this first. Should have killed one of the bombs first play around effigy, that was a mistake. Heal myself. Go face. Didn't go face with that either. That was kind of a mistake. Well, I want to make sure I could kill both bombs in case my Drake died or whatever. So I think that's fine. Because 2 damage isn't relevant. We just want to make sure we maintain health and board. So we just got to be outside double fireball range, and then we're good. But we should have played around effigy by killing a bomb first. That was a huge mistake. Is Dragon Priest good versus Secret Pally? Yeah, I think currently I have 100% win rate against Secret Pally. And I've been playing for... how long have I been playing for? 2 hours? 100% win rate against Secret Pally? Alright. So, the Secret's still up, so the Secret's still Mirror Entity. So I can just double this. So 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 19 damage only though. I think it's still worth, just the healing is really good. Otherwise we have to trade our board into the Vol'jin after the Mirror Entity goes down. Because it's Mirror Entity, right? So let's just do this. Yeah. It works real good against Mirror Entity. Gets us at 18, so we're outside of burst range. Still got like an insurmountable board, hopefully. It's a good legendary to craft if you have the main ones like Boom, Tyrion, Archmage, etc. Good legendary. Well, depends what you like playing. What classes you like playing and what decks you like playing mainly. Maybe it's Ice Block. What? If it's Ice Block, we can just kill that guy. Okay. Alright, so we went from 12 to 6 with 2 losses so far with this deck. So I'm going to share the deck list, use the bathroom, and eat some of my crackers away from the microphone so it doesn't make a lot of noise for y'all. But this is Tides of Time showed me this, very similar to what he was doing. He like briefly showed it to me, and then like this is what I remembered from it. I don't know if it's exactly right, so sorry if it's not the exact same thing as what he's running, but it's pretty similar, and it's just basically loose stuff what he was saying. So let me just talk about it a little bit. We got the 1 Shrink Meister, 1 Cabal, so that we can beat Ysera. So in the matchups where Ysera's a thing, you save those cards for Ysera. That's why it's there. As we saw against earlier, you may have seen I played about 2 Control Warriors, I think. We took him to Fatigue both times. We made sure we didn't cycle Power Word Shields. And then once we got the Shrinkmeister Cabal, we stopped cycling. We didn't cycle Power Word Shields. We refrained from playing like Azure Drake, things like that, in the like mid-late game, so that we could make sure we weren't losing in Fatigue. And then we just answered all of the resources because we have the Death to answer 1, we have the Vulgin to answer 1, we have a Light Bomb to answer 1, and we have our board to answer 1, and then we have Shrinkmeister Cabal to get Ysera. So we can actually should be able to fatigue Control Warrior almost 100% of the time. So it works out very well against Control Warrior. You just kind of beat him. It takes about an hour and a half each game, but you do beat him because of those cards being in there. And they're not bad against aggro. Like, you can use Shrinkmeister for tempo a lot of times, and you can use Cabal for huge tempo swings, as you saw last game when we took the Flame Waker. It was huge, and we ended up just snowballing a victory because of that. So they're not bad cards on their own, and they lock up the Control Warrior matchup for you as long as you play correct. And then other changes from Standard Dragon Priest is a lot of people like to either play Blackwing Technician or Dark Occultist. We got both of the 3-drops in there completely, and the reason being is that I just really want to have a 3-drop on 3, so I can start using my hero power a lot. I can start valuing the hero power and start just generating value based on that. And if you don't have board control as Priest, your hero power does nothing. It just only heals your face, because you need to have board, you need to be able to trade into something and have the threat to be able to heal it back up. So I like just having a higher chance of having 3-drops. We get Chromagus in there because we want statistically the optimal amount of dragons to be able to activate Blackwing Technician on 3. I feel like that's important if you're running that card. So we get higher chances to activate this guy too in time. It's just needed enough dragons, and Chromagus was a big ass cool dragon. I didn't want to run, like, there's not too many dragon options. Like, dragon options are there? Like, none of these, obviously. A lot of people run this in that slot. I feel like Dragonkin Sorcerer doesn't do enough. I feel like you can run out of steam a lot, especially since you are running the extra 3-drops, and then you're running this, like, weak 4-drop in there. You can run out of steam a lot. Twilight Drake doesn't make sense. Hungry Dragon's pretty weird in Priest, since, like, you're already kind of struggling to get the board, and if you get the board, you win anyway. Volcanic Drake makes no sense. Dragonoid Crusher, that's an option, honestly. Dragonoid Crusher's not a terrible option there. But Nefarian seems pretty weak. I don't want a big game hunter target. This would be like my only big game hunter target, which gets kind of sketchy. Malikos would be pretty troll, but yeah, I ended up settling on Chromagus. Tides of Time also uses Chromagus in his, so. Anyway, I'll be right back. There's the deck list, guys. Just give me a minute. Use the bathroom, eat some crackers, get some water. Be right back. this Fulgin replacement, probably second death. Fulgin is just another death. It's just not a very flexible one. Helps out a lot in the control matchups, makes your aggro matchups a little bit worse, but you already farmed the aggro matchups, so it's pretty good. Alright, no dragon though. Mulligan this guy back, try and find a dragon for turn 2. No dragon. Keeps one card. What are the odds? It's Fiery War Axe. If it's Control Warrior, I guess it's pretty good odds. Could be Deathbite or something too, though. I think the odds are in my favor that the Northshire Cleric can stick, but at the same time, always scary. Gonna play it out there. We don't want to cycle too much if it is Control Warrior, and if it's Patron Warrior. So if it's Control Warrior, it has a higher chance of dying because War Axe is much more relevant because they run 2 of them. But if it's Patron Warrior, it has a lot less chance of dying because they only run 1 War Axe. And the pressure of getting it on the field and threatening to draw cards is more relevant against Patron Warrior than it is against Control Warrior. So it kind of works out good for us. Because against Control Warrior, if it dies, we don't really care because we're not looking to draw too many cards because we already have double Azure Drake, which forces us to draw cards. So we want to take it to Fatigue, so it gets kind of scary taking it to Fatigue if we draw much off Northshire Cleric. So we're fine with him War Axing it. So against Control Warrior, it's good for us if it dies, and against Patron Warrior, it's less likely to die because they have less ways to kill it. Well, this was done by him. He's probably going to want 2 of those to kill me, but I don't know. Maybe he's got a hand that forces him to do this. What could be in his hand that makes him really need to do this? I have no idea. I think, though, since he's used 1 Frothing, he's going to be looking to go off on Patrons pretty soon. Because that's how in his mind, his win condition must be just making Patrons super fast. So finding the Shadow Bomb, or Light Bomb, is going to be super, super important. Because if we can Light Bomb his first wave of Patrons with 1 Frothing already gone, it's going to be really hard for him to kill us. Or if we could just get the Spell Power Holy Nova on them if he tries to make him. It's kind of scary here because this is going to die unless I pick up a Power Word Shield because it's probably getting Despot. Or Executed or something. It's probably going to die soon. Oh, there's Light Bomb. Alright, so I have Light Bomb. I want to play Azure Drake next turn, so I want to hold on to Twilight Whelp so I still have an activator for Blackwing Corruptor. I would love to be able to play this, but like I probably am playing this next turn. It's unlikely that I play Blackwing Corruptor next turn. So I think I have to hold on to it just to make sure I have a dragon in my hand to activate Blackwing Corruptor. Deck replacement? Why would I replace the deck, man? I started at rank 12 today and I've lost twice in my entire climb to rank 6. So I've been playing for 2.5 hours with 2 losses. I think the deck's been doing alright. Alright. I could actually just draw cards here, right? 3, 6, 7, 8. We can go up to 9, 10. My god, that's a lot of cards. But is drawing cards better than putting on pressure? I actually think pressure is more important right now. So I'm going to play the Azure Drake. It's kind of weird. We've gotten enough value out of the Northshire Clerics after 1 heal that we don't really need them anymore. Alright, it's okay, we have the Light Bomb. So that was why we got the Northshire Clerics down there, so we could cycle for that Light Bomb immediately, and then once we found it, now we don't need to cycle anymore. Now we can just pressure him out with the pressure cards. What are our options for clearing here besides just Light Bomb? Not much. Probably just Light Bomb. No weird Holy Nova plays. Light Bomb seems good. Could have sacrificed our Northshire Clerics, but It's pretty far away from him able to go off again. So I think we're okay. Could also play Chilmaw there instead. Options. He's killing Northshire Clerics. That means he does not have another way to go off at the moment. So we should definitely limit his draw then, since he doesn't show that he has ways to go aggressive. 3, 6, 9. So we can go up to 10 cards first, and then go back down to 9 by playing a card. This is the second Death Bite, by the way, too, so it's going to be down Whirlwind effects if he's forced to swing here. So hopefully he feels like he's under enough pressure from this 5-4 that he's got to deal with it. Second Frothing is in play, so it's going to limit his abilities to Frothing OTK us by quite a bit. Six Alpha. Shadow Word Death's a play. What pressure can I develop behind the Shadow Word Death? Can I develop enough pressure behind it to justify using it? If I don't use it, then what am I doing? If I don't use it, I guess I could like Chilmaw, which is kind of awkward because he might YOLO patrons. So like having Chilmaw as a plan just to deal with YOLO patrons is pretty sweet. Otherwise, it looks like my only play is like Chilmaw. So it's either Chilmaw or Death Twilight Guardian, or I could go Death the Dark Cultist. Death Twilight Guardian sounds good. It's out of like weapons to set up to kill it, so it's actually pretty strong. And I don't think I want to play Whelp, because I want to make sure I have a dragon to activate Chilmaw in case I want to have a turn where I just drop Chromagus out there. So the only threat he has left is Patron, which can't kill me in one turn. So that means when he plays Patron, I can play Chilmaw, and then I win. Because he's used both Frothings, so the only way he can damage me is like Warsong Patroning my face, and that can't deal more than 30 because of board space issues. So then I play Chilmaw, and then all the patrons die, and I win. So he threw away the Frothings, which are pretty key in this matchup. But as he kind of had to, I guess. We pressured him enough, and he didn't have enough ways to clear, I guess. So he felt like he had to do it. So now he doesn't have the combo pieces to hit me for 70. So we interacted with the board in a way that made it so he couldn't hit us for 70. Because Patron does require you to interact with the board, otherwise it dies. What the hell? Oh, that's what... Okay, that makes sense now. I was confused. Looks like a pretty good Holy Nova. My Holy Nova first, so then Azure Drake afterwards, so it doesn't take the damage. Because I don't need the spell power to kill things. The Light Bomb was key. Yeah, that's why I run Light Bomb. I mean, Patron Extension on 5 against Priest is generally not so good because they have so many decent ways to deal with patrons, so... So 3, 6, 9, 13. I mean, we run ways to answer 2 different waves of patrons on purpose. We got Chilmaw, Light Bomb, 2 different waves of patrons. Got him. I'm not saying the matchup's favored for us. I think we're actually unfavored in the matchup, but I don't think the matchup's bad. I think it's like 40-60 for us. Not too bad. Ten wins, is that how much we're at? Are we at 10-2 now? That's a pretty good win rate. Ten out of 12. What is that like? It's above 80%. It's like 80.3 or something percent win rate right now. Actually, I think I got outdrew by a mage earlier and still was able to recover. We got a lucky Cabal though, because he just like kept his Flame Waker alive and like overcleared for some reason. Oh my god, this hand. This is gonna be the loss. We're screwed. Rip 83% win rate. Dreams are all dead. No, we got the dragon top deck. Sometimes lucky. Alright, this doesn't die to the known array of paladin stuff at the moment because he can't kings up, but like Blessing of Might would be a blowout. Let's hope he doesn't run anything super weird. No muster. No muster into kings. Don't have the dream. 10-2 is 86.764, you say? Are you sure? We got 12 total games and we won 10 out of 12 of them. I don't know. I'm too tired, man. Traveling and stuff's got me beat. Alright. I guess let's cycle over Velen's Chosen, since Velen's Chosen doesn't have too much of an impact on the board here. We can value our hero power a little bit more. Pop the bubble to play around kings. Still gotta trade it in if he wants to kill it. No, I was right, see? I told you that's what it was. Yeah. I thought I knew 5th grade math. Numbers, okay. Oh, good. We played around the kings moderately. I mean, we did it the best we could, right? Still, it just bullied us. Do I want to play Worm Rest Agent to gain 6 life? I think I might actually. Sets up for Holy Nova, so he's got to be scared about that a little bit. That's okay. Well, the 5-4 contests it. Coin into 5-4 would have been really good, but we had to coin the 3-5, I think. We fought too far behind if we just skipped that turn. Oh my, the secrets are out. Oh, another one. This card's good. Oh man, I almost attacked first to try and play around redemption. Shit. Yeah, I want this in play to try and activate Vulcan. Misplay. It's turn 7 incoming, but I don't think it was a misplay. I think it's much more likely to be Avenge than it is to be Redemption, since he runs 2 Avenges and 1 Redemption. So, playing around the card he runs 2 of instead of the card he runs 1 of seems more consistent. Attack first. Then what if it's Avenge and it lands in the Knife Juggler, and then the Knife Juggler's 6/4, man. 6/4 don't die to 3 damage. And then we lose. Alright, how do I do this? This is a disaster. I have like Vulcan trade opportunities. Guess that's all I'm doing. Such like an awful Vulcan trade though. Man, it's sketchy. Oh my god. Lothab into Boom into Tyrion. What are you gonna do? Rip my win rate. We had a bad hand, and his hand is pretty good. Death? Just dead on board now. Three losses now. Tilt setting in, man. Let me make this donation message thing bigger. Nobody can read that. There we go. It's like much more. Nobody can read any of these donations. What the hell? Sorry, my overlay is all like messed up for some reason. I just got back from vacation. I guess someone may have been streaming on my computer or something. Sorry, y'all. Just give me a minute here, then we'll get back on it. Here, I can actually queue up while I'm doing this. I just won't pay attention to the chat for a second. I'm trying to fix this. I didn't even notice until now. Why didn't nobody tell me? Alright, there we go. Yeah, it's too big. I like 38. Nailed it. Much better. Is this card even good against Priest? Yeah, I guess it sticks for the Valence buff, and that's all I want is the Valence buff, really. I don't know, though. I think you could probably greedily mulligan it away in hope of something just a little bit better. Also, we don't know what type of Priest it is, though. But I'm assuming it's probably Dragon Priest. That taunt though is coming in clutch. Protect that Northshire Cleric. Hopefully he doesn't have coins, Velens, because that usually decides this matchup pretty quick. Hey, what's up, Methodras? How's it going, man? Oh my, Death Lord. Death Lord's pretty strong against my deck. I'm not gonna lie. Well, I think we just want to draw here and then develop the whelp. Like, we're not accumulating pressure enough to be able to kill this anytime soon, so it seems okay to me. I'm just hoping we can draw Valen's buff before he draws Valen's buff. Because whoever gets that first pretty much just snowballs this matchup. He's going to give us a shot at it here. Let's get it. Got him. Alright. Now we gotta be able to plow through that. Four sevens usually can do pretty good job at that. It's 4-5 at risk of dying. Eh. Don't want to poke in there, no, because then he can get the value trade on the other one, so I think it's good this way. His Valens can counter mine, though, in this circumstance. We got like one more turn of this needing to stick, and then it can beat out the Death Lord. Got him. We get Holding Over for 3 now. So we can bump here, Holding Over for 3. We draw a lot of cards. Draw 2, 4 cards. My god. How much health does this have? This has 7 health, so it heals up to full. So you can bump here, Holding Over GG. What do I want to do? I need to save Shrinkmeister Cabal for Ysera possibilities. So I guess I just develop. This guy's got the spell power buff, so I'll keep him alive. Spell power is probably more valuable than 1 damage, and plus the other guy dies to death. This guy doesn't. Oh my. Well, I don't really care what he takes. Do we have lethal actually? 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage. Close. Alright, let's just do this. And trade in this. Let's see what happens. Oh man, he takes the best one. Never lucky. So we're at 8 cards, so you can heal me up to 9, and then I draw 1 more and go to 10, so I don't overdraw this way. That's why I drew before, or drew after sacrificing the Northshire Cleric. So what's the best way here? I can use Velens to trade up. I think I want to do this first. Eh. Alright. Got him. Cool. I didn't really want any cards. We got all the cards we need. If somehow he's running some weird double light bomb list and it starts grinding into fatigue or something crazy, I want to stop drawing cards. And plus, we need our hand size to be small because we're about to drop Ysera and then he's about to shrink Meister Cabal it, then we're about to shrink Meister Cabal it back. So, we want room for Chromagus and Ysera to actually have effects, so we don't want to have our hand size too large. Yeah, I usually think it's fine to go full no shire now because there's no more craziness with the pyros and such. Sylvanas has already been played, so you can't Sylvanas death it. Oh, whoops! I thought that had taunt. In my head, that had taunt. I don't know. I just spaced, man. Whoa! I didn't even have taunt. Okay, we missed 3 damage. That was weird. What? I guess I should have killed that guy. All right. I didn't see that one being a possibility there. He needed exactly those cards. I had... fun and interactive. Kappa. I think I can keep Blackwing Technician. We'll find a dragon that's useful. Nope. At least we had the other 3 drop anyway. Uh-oh. That's gonna be tough to beat. 3-5 doesn't line up the greatest against it. I think I'm just gonna pass this turn and then try and go with the 3-drop into the coin Blackwing Corruptor to finish it off. And hope he just doesn't have things to do. Oh, okay. We might have to coin Light Bomb. Do I want to even like feed this out there? I guess it seals for 5, so I guess it's worth it. Probably gonna have to coin Light Bomb against this weird aggro druid. Hidden Innervate seems really good in his deck. Innervate Savage Command into Ogre Brute. That sounds crazy. Oh jeez. Holy smokes. He's going face. No, he's making the trade. Oh. Guess I lose. Should probably coin Blackwing Corruptor instead of being greedy and trying to go for the light bomb thing. I don't know. I just felt like I coined Blackwing Corruptor, he swipes, so still lose. Wrath, Hero Power, still lose. There's too many ways where I just still lose in that eventuality, so I wanted to try and do more. Now coin Light Bomb's not even good, but like he's got lethal set up with Hero Power and the Silence and the Ancient Watcher. So I kind of have to do it. I don't see a way out, man. Unless his hand is absolute garbage, because we lost the spell power, so now the Ancient Watcher doesn't even die. We gotta like Light Bomb into Blackwing Corruptor. We gotta hope he has a weak turn in there. Alright, that's a pretty weak turn if he's not even silencing the thing. We may have a shot here. We're not dead, quite dead to force Hero Power yet, so Dream's still alive. We can get out of Force Hero Power range. Oh my. I don't know if we're beating combo, but we're alive at the moment. Well, now we can't beat Force Nature. Well, Dark Cultist, heal myself seems like the strongest play on the board. Besides like Chromagus, but then I can't heal myself, and I think healing myself is pretty important at the moment. Oh my, Ancient Lord is good for him. Oh jeez. Oh no. Oh, there we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we play this first. I guess I will take some chip damage in there. I just really want to make sure I can try and clear the board next turn if I'm alive. Do 2 silences, so maybe the Ancient Watcher can't hit me for 4 and I can live. Maybe he doesn't have the combo. Maybe. Maybe I'm dead. Healing yourself is for scrubs. Man, healing yourself is for priests. Oh, we're dead. He's 1 damage off right now. He's probably got to like swipe or something and he just kills me. Just slow rolling it. Oh yeah, just slow rolling it. So much for the win rate, man. Winning, 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 winning. Then just right down the drain. Yeah, but that's hard still. No, there's some variance here and there. I'm on tilt, man. I'm gonna play some arena because ladder's frustrating me. I just got BM by an aggro druid. Let's go Paladin. Paladin does usually good work in arena. Bad. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. But I think this is the best one. Costs 2. Frost Elemental is pretty solid. Spellbreaker's pretty solid, but Paladin already has like some of the best 4s, so I think I'm gonna go with Frost Elemental. I mean, draw 2 is really good for like the value game, but I don't know if it's a good card. I don't actually play arena enough to know which is the best one here. I think I'm gonna take it though. I think it's probably better than Nightblade. Wow, these are some garbage. I like dragons. Dragons are fun, so I might take Blackburn Corruptor because it's fun, but Refreshment Vendor is probably better. We got Solemn Vigil so we can try and outvalue things. Pit Fighter's really good. Holy Squire doesn't seem that great. Jungle Panther seems pretty mediocre, so I think I'm going with the Stormpike. Wolf Rider's pretty good, but Alpha's pretty good too. I'm gonna take that. 2-drop or like 6-drop. Bullet for Ogre is pretty sweet. We got like Refreshment Vendor that synergizes with it, and Frost Elemental. We already got 2-2-drops. We're only 7 cards in. Probably find enough 2-drops. So I think I might just take Bullet for Ogre since it's such a good 6-drop. Murloc Knight's like the nuts. Sword of Justice is pretty good. Kodo Rider's pretty good. I think I'm probably gonna take Kodo Rider. Now we have like all the endgame we need though. Just gotta stop taking endgame. As Smuggler's Champion. Ogre Brute. Argent Protector. Warhorse Trainer. I mean the body's not bad. Oh my god, I want to take Guardian of Kings, but I know my deck's gonna be like hella slow. We got 15 more cards to find 2-drops, so I'm gonna take Guardian, I guess. Seal of Light can be pretty powerful. It's just killing things, removal and shit. I guess Silverhand Reagent. Yeah, Warhorse Trainers with similar synergizes with that, and Murloc Knight. And Monkless Champion. Could do wonders. The 2-drop seems pretty solid. 3-drop seems pretty good. Sunwalker's insane. Force Tank Max. Man, this is such a greedy deck. Oh my. I don't think I can take another Solemn Vigil. There's like not gonna have too many chances for that to work out great. I guess another Seal of Light because Dragonite Crusher. The amount of 6-drops in this deck is absurd, man. 2-drop seems good. No Mission Vendor is okay. We have so many high-end drops that I don't think we need to cycle off No Mission Vendor, right? Same with like Hammer Wrath, so I think Ooze is just good. Just want to grip the board early. Take another Ooze. Another Puddle Stomper. 2-drops and 6-drops. No True Silvers, huh? Let's take Mech Warper. We got enough 2-drops now. We can chill with that. Kings is pretty insane with this amount of 2-drops. So I think I'm going to go with Kings over the Yeti. We have enough early game pressure to justify it, I think. Warhorse Trainer or Dancing Swords. I mean, 2/4s aren't the worst. Seal of Champions is pretty good with this amount of 2-drops, so I think I'm going to take that over the Earthen Ring. Should be able to hit it too, like every time. We got some sick late game too, so it should be good. Oh, Muster for Battles, pretty solid. Defender of Argus is insane too with how we got this deck going right now. But I think Muster for Battle is just like too good not to take. Especially with double Warhorse Trainer. Oh, you guys don't like my draft? I don't know, guys. I usually do like 8 to 10 in Arena. But I don't know. I don't really play it too often. keep 5 or 2 drops. Try and get them 2 drops. Yeah, but I mean, like, Kraken didn't seem good with, like, the amount of late game I had, because I just had an insane amount of late game already. I have, like, 5, 6 drops, something crazy like that. I think I'll be okay. Oh my god, the deck I had in Burbank was so bad. Never lucky. What's up, Elefino? How's it going, man? Alright, let's get this guy out there to contest. Thank God. We actually drew a 3-2 to contest it. Oh my god, this guy's curve is crazy. No, we got the 2-4 to try and do work. Maybe he won't trade and we can get the protector value. Oh, if he doesn't trade, actually, I think we just trade with knife juggler and play the 3-3. Seems strange though, and maybe he's got coin living roots or something. Okay, I think I just do this and then drop silver hand reagent. No, this, I mean, sorry. I'm sleepier than I thought. That would have been an awful mistake. Now if he wants to kill it, like he's forced to hero power, then we get a pick up ahead. The old Mogashan Warden. I think we just flip this guy, Divine Shield that guy, and punch through. I'm not going to use the Inspire power, but get solid board position. Somebody just lost $200 in chat. Alright. That's swipe though. I don't know if I'm supposed to commit anything because swipe is too brutal. I think I just hold back and chill. Let's not get swipe-renoed. Swipe is just too strong if we play any minion. Now at least he has to swipe me in the face and he doesn't get to kill an extra card from mine. Alright, so we can get these up to 3 each if I wanted. It's not quite good enough. Well, I mean, like, I can hero power first. Still just, like, waddles right into swipe, but at least we can reload Pit Fighter and be fine. probably this. Go face. This is Arena. Can't disrespect that card. Alright, see ya, Ed Bowman. Take care, man. Yeah, I don't know how often I'm going to be doing NA streams, because on NA I usually get 1,000 viewers, and then like EU I usually get 10,000 viewers, so NA doesn't love me as much. You've abandoned us, baby rage. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I can't compete with Ray Noodle. Too strong. Yeah, the NA time slot, man. You guys got all the stars. I'm not strong enough. Feels bad, man. Hopefully he doesn't have Big Game Hunter. He never had Big Game Hunter. Even before Big Game Hunter. Why isn't there any music or sound? So you can play your own music. People complain when I have music, people complain when I don't have music. I told you there was gonna be a Big Game Hunter. I've been here before. It's an epic, don't play around Big Game Hunter. Gets Big Game Hunter. Viewership should go up if he keeps playing attorneys. That's not how things work. Tournaments don't reflect viewership at all. Actually, last year I spent 3 months living in Europe, just going from tournament to tournament to tournament to tournament, and my viewership was terrible. I used to stream to 100 people when I did that, and I won, like, at that point in time I had like an 80% win rate and was just winning tournaments constantly. I won Gfinity back to back, and I won I won Gfinity, and then I got second in DreamHack Bucharest, and then I won Gfinity again, and then I got second in some other European tournament. Just like lands back to back to back to back, and then I streamed and got like 450 viewers. So like winning tournaments doesn't reflect stream numbers at all. Quite the opposite, actually. You lose stream viewers because you have to spend so much time actually traveling to tournaments, and you don't really put up the hours required to build a following. So like tournaments were not the way to go. I tried it all last year. The combo. Oh man, the combo. There are no NA tournaments, man. There's like no NA tournaments. I don't know why. I wish there was some NA tournaments, but Nobody runs him. You think he's got the second BGH? Alright. I guess I want to do this. Am I supposed to do hero power here, or am I supposed to play this? Get hero power, where's trainer? I'm not sure what's correct. I'm gonna do this because I get into hero power, and then I'm gonna lose to mind control tech. I could play the nah. All right, let's just lose to mind control tech. I've come to terms with it mentally. You're hosting Eternity on Saturday? Dude. What am I doing Saturday? The 10th? Let me look at my calendar. Alright, what time, man? Here, I should, I'm gonna permit you. Put the link. Alright, how do I get through this monster? Bumps it up to live through the hero power. That's disgusting. And 9-2. Man, there needs to be more open tournaments. So, I don't mind promoting open tournaments. Oh, dude, it's already full. Why are you advertising a full tournament? Feels bad. I can't even play. I tried to host an open tournament to try and like make an initiative for other people to start hosting open tournaments and stuff. Try and get that happening. Because I was really sad about how the open tournament scene is really just dying. Hopefully they can pick up more. Because I started playing open tournaments when I got into Hearthstone, and I want to make sure like other people have the opportunities to come up like I did. Oh, sweet. I'm glad I inspired you, dude. Peace out, Ren Yuaner. Take care, man. I can't host a weekly tournament in the scale that I want to host them. I want to host like 1,000-man tournaments, so it's really hard to host those every week. And I want to be able to stream them and promote them like I did with the last one. The last one kept at 22,000 viewers and was the third highest 100% 100% open tournament ran. So I was pretty happy about it. I want to try and make sure I can get opportunities to promote players to come into the scene. And if you're not like actually streaming it and advertising it, then it's really hard to promote those new players that do well in your open tournament. So I really just want to make sure I do it right and make sure it's possible for those players to get noticed for their achievements in open tournaments. How do I feel about my tourney? I felt like it was a success. Like the open bracket part was really, really tedious. I had to cancel my trip to TwitchCon to make sure I could stay on top of it and work through with StriveWire for a bunch of issues that were happening, and I had to reschedule it because there were issues that were happening with open bracket. It was like the first Swiss tournament ran on with like more than 1,000 people, so it was really tedious to get all that stuff figured out. But once I got it all figured out, it started finally like going smooth. And then once we got to the actual production and casting and all that part of it, that all went smooth. So I was really happy that that worked out. And the numbers were great. I was happy that people were actually interested in viewing it. My channel usually doesn't get 22,000 viewers, but getting 22,000 viewers for that open tournament to help like show off some unknown players, because there wasn't known players playing in the tournament. It was just 22,000 people tuning in to watch complete nobodies in Hearthstone, and that's the exact goal of the tournament. That's what I wanted to accomplish. So I was really happy I was able to make that happen and make people interested and care about complete nobodies in the Hearthstone scene. And I'm definitely going to be trying to do it again and run more tournaments that can showcase some nobodies. But the reason like why nobody else wants to do it is because none of the tournament organizers and things like that will make any money if their tournament has low viewership. And most of the tournaments that get run with no invited players and just only opens, there's usually not a lot of people that are big names to make it through it, because big names would rather go to the invite tourneys than the ones that have to grind through a huge open bracket. So then the tournament organizers don't make any money off the tournaments, so nobody wants to do it. Well, that hurts the scene, and if the scene's getting hurt, then eventually the scene's going to die, because there's no new players coming in, things are struggling, whatever. But the people that are running the tournaments don't really care, because the companies that run tournaments move from scene to scene to scene. This is insane, by the way. Run from scene to scene to scene to scene. So they run a tournament in Hearthstone because Hearthstone's popular, and then next week they run a tournament in like the next most popular game. It doesn't matter to them if the scene gets hurt because it gets stagnant from invites not encouraging the player pool and the deck creativity and anything to develop. They don't care. So I feel like the scene will eventually, over long periods of time, go stale if nobody actually takes initiative and makes sure that there's a way for new players to get in the scene. Plus people just get uninspired, right? Like if you're a new player coming up and you want to play competitively and you find out, hey, you can never get invited to a tournament ever, that's pretty shitty, man. Especially if there's no opens or anything for you to try and even like boost your success in. And without like the number of opens dying down, I just really wanted to try and help bring it back. Oh yeah, man. There's Dr. Fro. He was the guy that went 10-0 in the open part. That's a pretty huge accomplishment. 10-0 is crazy, man. Alright, let's try and find a 2-drop here. Actually, I don't have many 3s. Maybe I just keep the 3. Likelihood is that I hit a 2 here. Well, didn't really hit a 2-drop. It's kind of awkward. I don't want to coin that guy out there. Coining out a 2-2 seems extremely weak. Like, if he just plays a 2-3, I'm just screwed. Top decked. I don't know if the crowdfunding aspect is gonna work for Hearthstone at its current stage. I don't think enough people are willing to put up money for that. The crowdfunding style of tournaments. I think the community needs to be built first, and then maybe crowdfunding could be built around it. That's why I'm like trying to brand my tournaments the Firebat Swiss or whatever, trying to build a brand behind that, and then maybe crowdfunding could be a thing in the future. But I think it's a bit too early to try and push for crowdfunding, and the backlash of crowdfunding can be pretty brutal. I think I probably just want to play Pit Fighter instead of Kings. I don't have a good follow-up though, so maybe I just Kings. This coin will come in handy eventually, I guess. Kings is like the harder card to get out of my hand than Pit Fighter, so I like getting it out here better, I think. Oh my. I guess we swing first just to try and play around the potential noble sacrifice. Alright. Now we get blown out by redemption. Oh my, is it competitive spirit? Well, we can coin 6-drop into 6-drop. What is strong? I think Boulder Fist Ogre is just stronger than Frost Elemental here. There's nothing I really want to prioritize freezing. Oh my. Wrecked by the 7-3. No, let's take care of that. That was a good top deck to be able to get an answer to that. Well, I'm hoping I can get a prize pool that's self-sustaining based on just sponsors. I think that'd be a better way to do about it, especially since Hearthstone's like buzzing right now and it's just so huge. It's the goal. This combo again. It's been weird that this has came up multiple times. This mind control tech though. Why'd I assume competitive spirit, not repentance? Just because of the board state and how long the card's been in his hand. Peace out, Blue Beta 19. Take care, dude. I want to recommend teams. Competitive team wise, stream numbers are going to be the things that teams are going to be looking for. Other than that, I mean, you don't really need a team with like a manager and stuff until you're actually like have a reason to get signed. I'm not saying you're like not talented or anything. I'm just saying like the team takes what success you've done, achievements, stream numbers, things like that, and then has a manager which then markets it to sponsors to turn it into profit. If you don't have one of those things at the moment, then what are they going to turn into things like? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, what is the manager's purpose then? His not purpose is not to tell you, hey, you got to stream every day and play in tournaments and work really hard. Now, his job is after you've been doing that to then give you the opportunity to turn it into something. I mean, if you just stream and play in lots of open tournaments and do all of that stuff regularly, it'll turn into something eventually. Let's see what we get out of the RNG first. That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one, but are we dead? 8, 9, 10, 11. We could be dead. Probably should put that there so the dude spawns. Misplacement. Never lucky. Let's get better at tournaments and Hearthstones. I don't know if you need to be on a team for that. You just need to have, like, connections. Oh man, we're dead. Was he trading? We're very dead here. That double bluegill though. Oh, the damage push! Double bluegill lethal. I had the game. If not for double bluegill lethal. Just like add people from the open tournament group, for example. Like I still have like Ignite from the open tournament. He's a good guy to play with. I don't know, just like I have so many people still on my friends list I have you on my friends list still from the open tournament, so adding all the people you played with in the open tournament, most of those players are really good. I can link you the Google call that I usually go in and play. I usually play with a group of players, so you can come hang out there if you want. We usually just ladder together and like talk about decks and stuff. So I can post that in the old the chat from the last Firebat Swiss Open. Anyway, that's gonna be the end of my stream, guys. I'm like super tired. Just got back from traveling, still kind of exhausted from that. But I will be streaming tomorrow morning, 4 a.m. So feel free to drop by then, especially European people, because that's like a better time slot for you. I hope I can see you guys there. And probably laddering more then, not so much arena stuff. So back to normal time slot, 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. CST. Feel free to tune in, guys. I actually think this arena deck's really good. We got kind of screwed last game. If he didn't roll double bluegill to be able to kill us, we were just stabilizing and winning. So I think this deck is actually really good, even with no true silvers, which is kind of weird, but solid deck. Alright, take care, guys.